Whoa!
I think it was a little too forward with the jerking off.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther, coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. We have got the most handsome episode for you
Absolutely.
here on episode number 130. We have got the man, Mr. Daddy Paul of NEXM Creative here in the building. You want to say hey?
Hey.
Damn.
Just
If you don't melt with that voice,
wow.
goddamn, I
Just
don't know what to tell you.
beautiful. Just
That's all
beautiful.
you told me to say was just hey.
I
Holy-
said some other things, but yeah. So sit back, relax, and we hope you'll enjoy. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier,
I'm Tim.
and the three of us are
The Funky Panther!
I'm already reading the comments. Holy watch tan.
Yes, I took it off because it was dead, and like, look at this.
Oh, yeah, that's very apparent on the video.
That is impressive.
I will say this also, like I
What's the
work.
hole in the middle.
You work
It
inside.
is. You're right. It's.
Why is there a hole in the middle?
You're right.
Do you have a hole in your watch?
Oh my god, I think that's like a bruise. Oh my god, that's
Probably
weird.
from wearing the watch at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But also, like, I'm working outside, and
What?
on the group chat,
That's
Javi,
crazy.
show them your forehead. My forehead has like a.
Oh,
can you
shit.
see like how tan?
Why are you working outside? I thought y'all had an inside situation.
How wild is that?
Yeah, that's pretty.
You got that hat tan line.
Jesus, I got the construction worker.
That is
like,
some working Mexican shit right
Brother,
there.
we're going to have
For
to,
shit.
we got to get you some
For
spray
sure.
tan or something,
oh,
man.
dude, I'm fucking.
Even that shit
What
out.
the hell's going
Wow.
on, man?
Wow.
Jesus, that's what happens. When
For those not watching, you're going to have to watch this because you can get to see Javier's weird tan lines.
and also the handsomeness. It's Paul over here.
Yeah, you got to watch the video just to see this man. Just a huh. So
What a
let's
good man.
let's start off with you, Javier. What have you been up to?
Well, a lot of work. Obviously, we've been gone for a month, so since then, like, it's hailed, and I've been busy with work and constant, like, continuous days.
Yeah.
And man, that's pretty much it. I just, I've been living with my girlfriend for about a month now. And,
What? Oh yeah, you haven't been in this house.
I haven't been in this house.
In the house where the studio is. You
Yeah.
haven't been here in a while.
No, it's been like about a month, and I'm back now because I got tired of it.
Is that why it's
just
so clean?
ridiculous. That's why it's so clean. And there's cobwebs in places, and there's a KY that's not being used in the bathroom.
Right,
and
right.
Just
No,
the
You
weirdest
didn't
thing.
bring that to your...
I didn't. No, you if you
think.
you don't need that, obviously, because it's like it's nice, there, and I can't. She's on the chat. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it was a great time. We've had like a great month, and we're just testing the waters and how, like, the next step of our relationship evolves. And
So this is your first time
this is
living.
my first time. I've never lived with anyone other than my parents, so it's.
Not even in college?
Not
You
even.
didn't-
Well, I did have college roommates,
Okay.
and they were cool. I'm still friends with one, and he's a band director in like a rich part of the city. But it's weird. It was just completely different than what I've been used to.
Okay.
all that
Any like weird things that have happened, or
yeah,
any like
mainly the nagging. The nagging and just constant like why didn't you? No, I'm just kidding. It's been a blast. We've had a great time. And,
Good.
You're with,
I'm
you're with
loving
the
it.
cats?
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah,
the girls.
you
The
got
girls,
yeah.
they're the black cat, Gigi. She's a real bitch, and she's always like
She liked me all right.
She did, yeah. But Lola, the flat faced Persian's very cute, adorable. Whenever we're asleep, she's always cuddled up next to me.
Just the
man.
way you just said that, the flat-faced Persian,
Yeah,
man,
She
someone
needs-
could take that wrong.
she need.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great the way you said that. I'm not.
that sounds kind of racist, to be honest with
That's
you.
a gorgeous puss. I'll tell you that much. It's a real cute puss.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Well, good for you.
But yeah, the month went great. So she's supposed to be moving in September. So I'm very excited for that. So
You've been working so damn much. I'm sure that y'all kind of only had a little bit of time.
we have, and she gets that. I mean, this is really. I mean, it's really the worst time of year with hail. So I mean, I'm just like constantly busy. And,
But maybe it's a good reason for her to ease in. You know what I mean?
True,
Like you're
true.
only there a few hours a day or whatever,
dude.
plus
She
sleep.
she
Can't
puts
get
up with
tired
my
of you too quick.
Right, absolutely.
It's probably
Yeah,
the
100%.
best case scenario, honestly.
And my family doesn't listen, thank God. But like my mom left my dad for that reason because he worked so much, and it was just I don't want to do the same shit, and she understands, and she's been a real trooper. And man, I couldn't honestly.
Hey,
the
hang on.
month's been great.
We're getting a phone call in from Javier's mother. Javier,
Oh, yep,
it's
yep.
your mother.
Hey, Mom. What? Goddamn, are you from Georgia now, Mom?
I do listen to you. All right, that was Javier's mom.
Thank you, mommy.
Oh, thanks for calling in,
love you.
Mrs.
Wow.
Javier.
I'm sweating now.
See you later.
So that was my thing.
To his mom.
Oh, right.
Oh my god.
Okay,
See
so
you
you're
later.
just leaving us.
No, I was
Like, I'm done here.
Yeah, he's leaving to go see my
talking to
mom.
her.
Oh, thank
After
you.
this.
Honestly, I was gonna say it was
Better
Javier's
bring her
mom, and
dinner.
then pull
my
up the what's it called?
Can you
Dank.
at least
but-
take her out to dinner before?
Yeah, I'll take
I
her out
just
to
said I was
He
going
said
to
he's
bring
gonna
her
bring
dinner.
her
I'm going
dinner.
to take her dinner.
Oh my god.
And we don't
He's
have
a
to. That way
gentleman.
it's only just a few steps to the next step.
Right. They're not going to eat yet.
Oh my god.
I mean, somebody's gonna eat.
Stop it. I love it. Fantastic.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
Tim. What about you?
So
Paul, damn it, Paul.
well, I discovered that I live with a 90-year-old.
You have someone else living in your house?
No, Jesse.
Is it like what's that term? Frogging?
Frogging?
Excuse the fuck out of me?
Isn't that what it is?
I don't know what you're talking
pretty
about.
sure.
Why'd
Frogging?
why'd you look at me for confirmation on that?
I mean, you're older looking,
What
so
is-
I figured figured you would know more vocabulary.
No, so she's so we're sitting there, we got YouTube TV, and she just looks over at me out of nowhere and says, "Hey, can you change the station?
Oh, my God.
We don't have fucking stations, man." I
Hey,
haven't
turn
heard
the dial, please.
the last person that I've heard say change the station was my grandmother.
Back in 18-2, we were
Hey, you
looking
know
at
what?
Roosevelt.
I can't say much because I call it a channel changer.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
you know
remote.
that, yeah.
I
The
get
remote,
that.
I call it a channel changer.
I
People
get that.
forget though, right? Did you ever have a TV where it was like, you had to turn the dial and all that stuff?
I think when I was a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
Right?
so.
I think all of us would
I mean,
have.
we're all the same age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right about it.
Either that or like the push buttons on the TV.
oh,
Yeah, I remember where it was
I
like
appear
just
much
13
older.
little buttons or 9 buttons, and you had to. Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
was wild.
And the remote looked like a fucking brick. It was
Yeah.
Oh,
just
dude, it was
huge.
fucking massive.
And
My brother
for
cut it
no
on-
reason.
my brother
just no reason. It was
burned
just
it.
huge.
He burned the remote. We had the same remote for a long time. He was playing with a cigarette lighter and burned it.
Wow.
Scraping the if you rolled the flint off of it, and you could put it all down on something and light it. And it would, that's what he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting.
Cool.
On his
bud.
brick remote.
That's
Ooh,
sorry.
all right.
fire.
Arson.
Arson. He caught my grandma's backyard on fire too.
Hey, shout out to Arson.
No kidding, right?
I think my brother had a thing with fire.
Yeah, sounds
The
like
fire department.
Well, I hope it goes well with you and your 90-year-old lady. Yeah. Good luck with that.
I
The
know.
reason I said frogging.
Frogging. Okay, yeah.
Frogging
yeah.
is terrifying. Frogging is the act of someone living in your home without you knowing.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
That's when you said, I realized I had a 90-year-old living in my home. I was like, fuck, frogging? Like, how scary is that? It's usually almost never violent.
But they're
Right.
like living up in your attic or something.
Yeah, and they only come out and take little snacks to survive in the middle, either while you're sleeping or while you're at work.
There's been like whole
Dude,
movies about
Dude,
that.
there was
Yeah.
a movie called I See You.
Yeah.
It was recent with Helen Hunt. I don't know what happened to her. I think the fire department got a hold of her after some arson because she looks really bad. It's very strange.
God.
Yeah, it's really bad. I remember Twister, and then it was just like fire.
I love
what
Helen Hunt.
happened?
I love
yeah.
Helen Hunt.
Yeah, it was good. As good as it gets.
Oh
that was
my
a
God,
great
that
movie.
was a
Jack
great- yeah,
Nicholson.
100%.
She was in that. She was,
She was
great.
naked in that, wasn't she? Or which one was she naked in?
I think so.
I think it says.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're
so.
right, yeah.
I can go for some.
I think it
Helen
was
Hunt.
1 to 2 nipples.
God damn.
1 to 2.
I
1 to
loved her in
2.
Somewhere between 1 and 2 nipples.
Yes, 1 to 2.
Like in What Women Want, I wanted her. Like she was pretty.
Oh,
fancy.
she was great
She
in
was.
that. She was.
All right, I'm about to
really-
find out. I'm looking at Helen Hunt and finding out what she was in. She was nude in Blind Spotting, the movie Ride, The Seasons,
Oh, so you said she's looking bad? Is this what
Soul
you're talking about?
Surfer.
No, she in that movie. I don't know if they made her look bad, but there'd
Okay.
be no reason to make her look bad because there wasn't
Yeah.
a fire involved anywhere. But it looked like she had some scarring on her face.
Damn.
Gotcha.
Helen.
It was really crazy. Like I saw it,
As
I was
good
like,
as you
oh my
get.
gosh,
She was
as good as
nude
it
in
gets.
that,
Yeah, she was nude. But dude, I see you. Crazy movie, and it does involve frogging.
Okay.
You've got to see it.
All right, I'll watch it.
I was so surprised where it went because I was
with
not
his hands.
excited. I was not excited because I was like, I've seen 2 scary movies recently, and they were so good into the last 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I was hating it. I was like, this is a waste.
Isn't that the worst though?
Yep. Smile.
Oh really?
Horrible.
Never actually watched it.
The whole thing was so good into the last 7 minutes, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
That sucks because
Why would you do that?
That's how I
like-
felt about M. Night Shyamalan's movie where it turns out the trees were killing everybody. Whatever the suicide movie was.
Oh, The Happening.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
I thought it was great.
It comes
Yeah,
out.
it
It's
was
like,
good.
oh yeah, planet Earth is, and I was like, oh my god, you got.
They were fighting back.
I was
Yeah,
like,
they're
what
like,
the
Planet
fuck?
Earth.
Like, hey, bitch, turn your cars off.
Right. That's what they said.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said. Hey, Win, help us out. And people were jumping off bridges.
Oh, I swear I thought he was talking to somebody. I was like,
Yeah.
Frogging.
It's getting a little hot in here, Wind. Can you help us out? Come on with it. All right, gentlemen. We all have to blow on Javier.
Not the first, not the last. Am I right, boys?
hey.
All right,
Actually,
moving on.
speaking of blowing, I've heard Javier has some burning desires with my name on it.
So you haven't been here on the show, but the conversation about your penis has been on the show multiple times.
At least twice, possibly 3 times.
Yeah, it's gotten some definite airtime here on the Funky Panther.
Dude, I mean, you know, the realest thing is being comfortable with your sexuality. And I, for one, am a man of many cultures and many traits. Sensualities and sexualities. So I, for one, yeah, I mean, obviously, yes, if you had bottled your bathwater, obviously, I think I might drink it. I'm not sure, but I think maybe your essence would be in me, and I'd like get the, you know, whenever you like eat an animal, you're like spirit of eagle because you eat an eagle.
Yeah.
I think that's you. I think if I take your essence, then
There'll always be a piece of me inside of you, Javi.
yes. Oh my God, you're just like Jesus or whatever the priest told me in
That's-
Catholic school.
Oh my gosh.
Uncle?
Wait, what?
What? Different conversation for a different time.
Different time.
This got dark.
Speaking of priest, shout out to the really awkward apology from the Dalai Lama.
Bro, that was fucking crazy.
That
like,
was
That's not in my
fucking
news.
It's not?
insane.
No,
No,
I
it was yesterday.
did y'all hear about that? Did
You guys
y'all
didn't hear
about
that?
No.
No.
Bro.
Dude, the Dalai Lama, like, so he was having some.
It was his
like
like
a meet
heir.
and greet.
It was his
or-
heir. It was his heir of like taking over the Dalai Lama
Was it?
ship. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that, but it was a young child, probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
Probably 10.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe like 8 or 10, something like
8
that.
to
Yeah.
10, right? And so he comes up, gives him a hug, and then he's like, "Give me a kiss." So the little boy gives him a kiss, and then he
He
starts
sticks his tongue out. Oh yeah, go ahead.
hold it, and then he like kind of rubs his head for a second, and then he's like, "Suck on my tongue."
No, he fucking
Swear,
All right,
dude,
coming in
I
from,
thought it was
from
fake
CNN.
too.
The Dalai Lama has apologized after a video emerged showing the spiritual leader kissing a child on the lips and then asking him to suck my tongue
Holy
at an event
shit.
in northern
Dude,
India.
it was. I was very disturbed when I watched it.
Obviously.
Like, because when I heard it, I was like, "Is this a joke?" Because I thought it was like some AI thing. Because you know that's all over the place, right? And then it was everywhere, and I watched the video only once, never watched it again because it was so uncomfortable.
Right?
Like to see him as this spiritual leader telling this, and the little boy did not want to do it, and you could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell the little boy was so uncomfortable and upset and didn't know. I mean, it's the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Oh, it was so horrible.
It's kind of like, you know, one of
Holy
those.
shit.
It's one of those positions of power thing. It's kind of like trippy. And I'll tell you, do you know why I'm like very disappointed in that? Because like one of my favorite movies is 7 Years in Tibet,
yeah.
and that's about him.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's about him, and he's, you know.
Brad Pitt's a Dalai Lama?
Yep, yep, he sure is.
It's kind of like when Tom Cruise
white-
was the Last Samurai, right?
Oh God damn it!
Oh, yeah.
A little whitewashing.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Just a little. And then Matt Damon was also a samurai, right?
Matt Damon.
Was he?
What was he in where he was?
Well, he played an angel in Dogma.
Well,
he
that was fantastic.
He was a rocker in like Eurotrip. Scotty doesn't know.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Fiona and me, put on my bed on Sunday. That was my shit.
It's actually been claimed as one of the best non-real songs ever created.
It is.
Well, because everyone knows it. Everyone knows the lyrics.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah, bizarre.
Yeah, very creepy though. It's like, you know.
I was not ready to see that because it like what I wonder what that will do to that culture and like you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
what will
yeah.
that do to because I mean, but you also have to understand that he's just a man.
Yeah.
So they can have horrible things go on in their brains and actions. They're not any greater or lower than anybody
Right,
else,
right.
and people forget that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh no." And then you see something horrible. I just wonder what it does to that belief in the people that follow him
Yeah.
and that culture. It's like, oh my God. Oh, it freaked me out, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's go on the upside of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry about that. That was just current news.
Hey, I mean, I'm glad you brought it up because I honestly, like, you know, we were talking about like a format switch. Like we were going to try to change things up, and you know, I thought he would have it.
Yeah.
But thankfully, you know.
No, I did not.
That's
have
crazy
that.
though. That shit is, and I thought too. I was like, That shit's AI.
So his office
yeah, I thought
says
it was.
the spiritual leader does regret the incident.
Yeah.
Well, I fucking
Of
hope
course.
so.
So I mean, I guess that's the one good thing that's come out of that. He has regret.
But again, is it the first? It's not the first. It
Cannot be the first time.
No.
That's what also scares me, because then my brain goes down the rabbit hole of like, what all has he done to these young kids,
Well,
which scares the heck out of me.
The way you explain it makes it sound like it was very comfortable for him. Like it would just seem like a funny
Dude,
thing.
he was in front of people,
And
Then
then
like press conference.
this was a huge event.
So the tweet says a video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama if he could give him a hug. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the family and the boy, as well as his many friends across the world, for the hurt his words may have caused. His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before cameras. He regrets the
How
incident.
about you come here and suck this tongue?
what kind
Right,
of
but what
teasing
the
is that?
What kind of tease?
I ain't
is
teasing
that?
nobody. I ain't going up to a little child. Hey there, suck my tongue. Like what the fuck, man?
No, that is a weird
I
fucking
don't think I've
tease.
ever said that anytime.
I
Suck
don't
my
care
tongue.
what culture you're in or where
Ever.
you live in the world. Suck my tongue is not a tease.
But
I've
as
never
the-
heard that. There's nothing spiritual about that, I promise.
As the great Red Hot Chili Pepper said, "Suck my kiss."
Okay,
So
right.
Maybe that's
but-
what he meant.
Now I have told the Puerto Rican that owed me money. I said, "Suck my dick from the back." But that was
Wow.
from.
So
from-
what I've
from
gathered from this whole situation, though, is that we're canceling the Dalai Lama. Is that a
To be,
thing?
to be seen. I mean, here at the Funky Panther, we don't have a stance.
Yeah, we don't.
We think it's strange and weird, but
Disturbing.
likely going to get to completely canceled.
on the group chat. Yeah, totally. Corks and Cowtown regret he got caught. That's
Yeah, that's what it is.
obviously.
Kate, are you doing okay? Ha ha.
Okay.
Did something happen?
She's on the chat. Kate's on the chat.
She said
your
that
voice is
voice.
sexy. Yeah.
Heart eyes, heart eyes, heart eyes.
Okay, we get it. All right.
That
Admite
voice is
thing.
melting.
We fucking
Just
get
saying.
it.
It's his melt.
You got to
it's his-
smile with your voice.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And he's doing a wonderful job.
All right, real quick before we get into news, just something that me and the guys have talked about. Obviously, we haven't had an episode for a couple of weeks. Shout out to Tim for dropping the kind of best of like filler episode.
Yeah, it's just a mix of things.
Yeah,
I hope somebody enjoyed it.
I listened to it and it kind of reminded me, like I liked listening to the Minicon piece and listening to Lance whenever I was in Egypt and things like that. It was kind of cool to catch back up on old things that I forgot about. And so we might do that, in lieu of us missing a week or so in the future. Let us know what you think about that. Also, the three of us had a meeting last week trying to figure out what we want to do with the Funky Panther moving forward.
And we decided that this is the last episode. Paul's our last guest, and we're done. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, y'all.
Later.
I'm just kidding.
So, we're talking about format, things that we want to do. We've got a lot of ideas in the hopper, a lot of things that we want to do. Obviously, we're all very busy, and we want to make sure we give the best possible content to you. But, let us know what you want to hear from us. Let us know on social media at The Funky Panther. You can also email us at thefunkypanther@gmail.com or call us, 817-677-0408. We also plan on putting out there on social media, asking you what you want to hear from us, what you want to see from us in the future, because we really are going to lean in on you and what you want from us, so we make sure we give you the best possible content. So make sure you let us know, because you're the reason we do this in the first place.
You know what I noticed? That
Paul still has a shirt on.
we had several
Big mistake there.
So far.
our videos that we tell some sort of story
Yeah.
tend to do really well on our
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
And I think we should just get back into back to where it all began.
Bullshit and storytelling.
Talking about the dick flowers, you
Yeah.
know, and
And like
Yeah, I
not,
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not pandering to other people and recording 20 times a day or something.
Speaking of dick flowers, I don't know what I don't know what a dick flower is, but
Okay.
it reminded me of an experience.
all right.
Not personal. Well, it was personal, but not that personal. Did you? Not sure if you've ever heard of this, and hopefully it's not too far fetched for
No, I've
the
definitely heard of it.
audience.
Okay.
Already know.
Yeah, so I went to an adult store several years ago, and there
Yesterday.
was
He means yesterday. Go on.
no. I wish. It's been a while. I miss it.
They knew my name there.
They did. They were like, well, they didn't know my real name. They would call me.
They know the name.
Yeah, they would
that they
call me
need to know.
Zeus.
Oh,
the industry name.
That's my porn name. Is Zeus Ravenswood.
Oh my!
shit.
Oh yeah.
That's gorgeous.
That's the first dog in the first street you live on. I'm just saying, the first dog's name in the first street you live on.
Really?
What's that? Yeah, what is that? What's yours?
It was Ben and Glenwick. So that's
Okay, that's not bad.
that is awful. Ben Glenwick.
Okay.
That is a fucking
Sounds like a
awful
serial killer.
Yeah.
All right, Javi.
That's
Mine's Blackie St. Louis.
I can't follow up with that one.
Nope.
Well,
There we go.
and it's canceled.
nice try, Paul. Nice try.
Great.
Benji High Ridge.
All right, that's a good
Benji
one.
High Ridge.
That sounds like a. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get canceled. It sounds like a person, like if I was back in like the 1800s and I was native,
Yeah.
and like the white man gave me
Oh,
the name
High
of
Ridge.
Benji, and I was actually High Ridge Running Wolf, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get canceled for that at all.
No.
Yeah, ours suck.
Yeah.
Not like fucking Zeus.
Oh,
Ravenswood.
anyways,
back
so
to
I
the
was in
sex
an
store.
adult store, and there was a sign in the back in this hallway, and it said, this way for more or whatever. And I was like, oh, cool. Right? And I was like, why
Wait,
not go look?
wait,
There's more.
I want more.
Let's keep moving. Let's keep traveling through the more store, right? So I walked back this hallway. It opens up into this other shop,
Oh wow.
Okay.
right? And
It's like a sex store speakeasy.
I like where this is going.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was like on the back side of the store. There was a front side of that store.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, like that. It was crazy.
Nice.
And it was the homosexual side.
Oh, okay.
Which I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like it was, I don't give a shit, but it was so, like, it was crazy over there. But I saw something I'd never seen before.
Okay.
And I didn't know it was a thing.
What is the thing?
Urethral spreaders.
I was about to say that. I was
Yeah.
about to say that.
Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
it's called sounding.
Yeah.
Wait, hold
my
on.
penis.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
It
What?
is yep. It is horribly crazy.
No,
they
no, no,
have
no,
they
no,
have
no.
actually gauged sizes. They
Oh
get
my
bigger and bigger and
God.
bigger.
Yeah, they recommend
for the
starting off
urethra.
small first,
Oh, is that the
and
recommendation?
then working your way up.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I figured I'd start giant and then work my way down.
You know, there's a urethral vibrator.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There's a urethral spreader, so it goes in and you vice it open.
Okay. That's great.
You've had it. I've gotten an STD test before.
Yeah.
and,
Oh, dude. But yeah. Ha. Fuck everyone who hasn't gotten one back when I got one.
You get the two.
You get the fucking Q-tip.
Yeah. No, the
Okay.
Q-tip inside the tip, and then you.
And they spin it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now
Fuck you
now
if you
it's
haven't gotten
urination.
one.
Now it's through pee.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Easy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the fucking day, they stuck a
They stuck a huge.
Q-tip.
It was gigantic.
It was huge, and the tip of it was the same size,
damn.
probably as the ear.
About the size of your fist, I believe.
I'm rubbing
Yes.
my
At
dick
least
right
that's
now
what
sure as
because
hell
it's
felt
giving
like.
me.
Dude, I was sore for at least 2 weeks from it
I didn't
because,
want to have sex after that.
dude,
I think that's the point.
I think
Yeah,
it is too.
This is a way for them
That
to go,
wasn't
You
even-
know what? You don't want to do this anymore after
Yeah,
this.
you actually just spit on a piece of paper and they can tell you if you've got, chlamydia. But
Yeah.
they just wanted to jab you with the Q-tip and
Dude, that
the,
was
and the
a-
P-tip.
It was
Back in my
literally.
day.
Can I tell you what it felt like? It honestly felt like whenever they
yeah.
put it in, they like snapped their finger twice, and like it just went.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It
That
wasn't
sounds
fun.
awful.
Can I tell you what it felt like? I thought it felt like razor blades.
It did feel
Like there
and
was
then
like it had like the Q-tip had blades in it.
and then it felt like razor blades for at least a week
Yeah,
after that. Every time I peed.
Every time you
God
peed.
damn, dude. Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, no, it totally like fucking like I'm grabbing myself because of
We noticed.
like
Yeah.
I forgot. Like,
You don't
the-
have to explain why you're grabbing yourself.
We are on video.
Let me ask you though. Okay, so Paul says he's been to a porn store. Y'all been to porn stores?
Yeah.
Like the actual like the ones that got the like the movies and stuff. That's like not the sex stores. Like
Oh yeah, you've been to the porn store with they
Well,
got the
like you mean like the XX movies
Yeah,
ones,
like, I'm
like
talking
where they
about
have
the
like a
XX
theater?
the XX movie ones.
Nah. Well, I go to the porn stores that have like toys and stuff, and
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
they have those. Like on like when you go on the country road ones, they have both in one
Well, let me
place.
ask you: have you ever driven out towards Brock and all that? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude. There's that one on the side of the road over there by Temptations that kind of freaks me out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, there's always a bunch of cars there.
Yeah.
There's always a bunch of cars.
You know
Yeah.
what goes on there, right?
Oh,
Glory
I'm
holes,
sure
baby.
a lot of dick sucking probably goes on there.
Well,
I imagine
okay.
that.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a fantasy of yours.
But
But
what
I was
I-
gonna say,
He's like, I really been want to go check it out.
No,
there's a whole bunch of cars outside. Gotta be dick sucking. Gotta be dick
it's
sucking.
the lodge. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Fuck.
Right.
Look at Walmart. It's packed. Dick sucking. Look at Chick-fil-A. Look at all the people in line. Dick sucking.
Just waiting in line. Hey, can I give you a 1 to 5 on the dick sucking? What do you want from the menu?
Can't wait for the Polynesian sauce.
But it's
hernia just came out.
it's creepy over there. Like it just like that's a store that I don't want to go into. It
I'll be
doesn't
honest with
seem
you.
that inviting.
The majority of those stores are kind of creepy and not very inviting. Like you've got like remember when we used to go out to like Windstar?
Yeah,
and there's like
yeah.
a dozen on Highway 35 up to Windstar.
Yeah, there really is.
There's a ton.
Like
And-
it's like both sides of the highway
it's just
for like
nonstop.
10
it's
miles.
like if I
or
want to go to the
like
casino,
60 miles.
I also want to get a ton of fucking porn on the way. You know what I mean? But like we took my brother for his 18th birthday up to Windstar.
I
and we
thought you
actually
were about to the porn store.
we did.
Oh, okay.
So we're like, you're 18. We're gonna take you to the casino because now you can gamble. We're also gonna take you to the porn store because you're 18. You can do it.
Hell
But
yeah.
also, I don't think I had been, and so it was more of a reason for me to go. I think so. We go in and we're like, look at this, look at that. You know what I mean? And
Hiding
it
your
was very
erection in the
insightful. It was
in the
very
belt of your
insightful.
pants.
Like
Yeah.
where it was like, oh, she's cute,
Did you learn something about
but-
yourself?
but she also is not a she. And I was like, well, never mind. I need to leave this store. This is making me feel weird.
Someone's confused. So someone said, hold on. Sorry, I'm going to read the chat. Someone said, women have to get viced open once a year. And yes, and kudos to all women. You guys
Absolutely.
endure more pain than we could ever imagine. But you guys, however, not to discredit anything that you have to go through, you welcome things into that hidey hole, and we do not. There are things that never go the reverse direction in our little hidey hole.
Unless you're into the
right.
sound
That is
stuff.
the that is the only time.
Okay, we need to move on. I need to get this image out of my
All
head.
right.
Of the pee hole.
Oh, you want to see an image?
No. I need to get it out of my head. Moving on to news, yeah? I think we're ready for the news.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna show
I
you
think,
here. in a
no,
little
you
bit.
won't,
I will.
motherfucker.
I want. Everyone's gonna see his reaction on. I'm not gonna show it, of course, but I sure as hell will show him. I want to see his reaction.
They made me watch Two Girls, One Cup.
And now it's time for news with Tim. Take it away, Tim.
I'm glad.
A
I'm very
month,
glad.
a
he's
month
pulling it up.
was not long enough.
Yeah.
Higher and higher.
Yeah, you want a sexy voice.
Boy.
That's fucking sexy
Talk
voice,
about
motherfucker.
shrill.
I see it down there.
All right.
It did something.
So did you hear about this April Fool's joke that somebody decided to do with the presidential election that's coming up? Did y'all hear about that?
No.
No.
So somebody filed Greg Abbott's petition to run for president,
Oh my god.
and it freaked out everybody.
Seriously?
Yeah, like they actually submitted it. His campaign says it's false. Only time will tell. He's saying it's false. I don't believe it. I think that was real. I think he was putting some feelers out.
He said, "I'm going to put my leg in the race."
And then I'm going to put my other leg in the race.
I'm gonna jump in both feet forward.
Everybody
you know what I mean?
stand up.
stand up and rise for the pledge, not you, Governor, because you cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make
Too
it that
forward?
obvious. It's
Is that
not
too
funny.
forward?
Yeah, so somebody decided that they thought it would be a good joke to go ahead and petition for his spot in the presidential election, and he's coming out and saying no.
Okay.
I truly believe. No, you got to look.
Yeah.
Just look.
Did you look at it?
I truly believe that that Abbott was just putting out feelers. Really,
You stupid motherfucker. You stupid motherfucker.
The more you know. You know what?
hey,
Chad, knowing is half the battle.
don't kink shame.
Yeah, man.
Seriously.
Don't kink shame.
Don't kink shame.
This is a podcast of non-kink shaming podcasts.
what?
Right? Did I say that right?
I don't.
We don't
no
kink shame.
kink shaming.
No
here.
kink shaming here.
Chad looks
You
like
all
he
right?
wants to go home.
No kidding.
So, no kink shaming, okay? But it's
But
not
it's not for you.
everybody.
It's not for you.
Some things make you want to not live anymore.
Some things are
and that
better
was
left
one of those things.
unpenetrated.
Or unseen, motherfucker. Like, why did you do this to me?
Because the internet.
Because of the internet. Because of the internet.
Yeah, we had a whole segment that died, but
I
we're
hate
going to
you.
bring it back. Yeah, so Governor Abbott's saying that he didn't file it. I feel like after they got the backlash of so much hatred, he was like, "Oh yeah, no, we didn't.
There's
we
no
didn't-
way.
No, we didn't do it." Yeah.
However, if everyone's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, about time,"
Well,
you'd be
yes,
like,
you're right, yeah.
I put this in myself.
Yeah. So now I've got a question for you,
Politics.
and I want to know: is this something that we should get for the Funky Panther? So the MTV Gong from the 1980s is up for auction.
Action auction.
Action auction.
Say it again.
I can't speak. The MTV Gong from the 1980s is up for auction.
Ooh. How
Okay.
much?
Do you remember? So it's starting. It's expecting to fetch $10,000 to $15,000.
Oh, that's actually not that
That
bad.
actually sounds like something that should be in Paul's studio.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't been to Paul's studio, which we'll get into, he's got a plethora of neat things all over the walls.
It's
and
fucking
whatnot.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to spend 10 to 15 grand on a gong.
That says MTV Music Television.
Okay. Like you haven't spent stupid money before.
No. Oh, ask. I don't do that.
I believe you.
I really do not.
I think we need to start a GoFundMe for the Gong for Paul's studio.
That might actually, we might need to do that. So if y'all want to
Really fun.
contribute,
And we could all like come and like we could like, sit
Come,
around
yeah.
it.
Pause.
Pause. Sorry, we could all come. Pause around it. Pause again. Together. Pause. Might as well just reverse this shit right back. Pause. Pause. Pause.
I remember as a little kid, I didn't have cable TV at home, so I'd go to my grandma's house, and she didn't know what I was watching, and so I'd watch MTV a lot.
Is that one of the stations you would watch?
Yeah, it was one of the stations
I
that
used
I
to
would
watch the
turn to. And
Playboy
then
channel.
she would ask me, turn that station to something else.
Click on over to another station.
Yeah, so I remember that. I remember the MTV Gong. Do y'all remember the Gong?
I don't.
I don't
actually.
either.
I don't. I'm acting like I do.
I was
to make
actually
you
a
happy.
VH. I was a VH1 whore,
Oh,
not an
yeah.
MTV person.
Pop-up video.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
We
Paul.
didn't have VH1 at my grandma's, so we weren't that fancy. I know.
So whenever you were super, wow. So whenever you were super young, your grandmother had to have been like 110 already, right? Because you were like, how old was she?
Yeah, so my dad currently is 83. So whenever I was really young, my grandma was in her 70s.
Oh,
Yes,
so
that's,
she was
that's not
older.
so
Yeah,
far off. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Also,
Yeah.
Lincoln gets shot.
That wouldn't surprise me, but no, she used to tell me stories about
That would surprise me because the math doesn't work
she
out.
lost her first tooth in a covered
I
wagon.
thought you were gonna say virginity. This
Like-
like get real weird.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
didn't
She
believe
lost
in
her
shaving.
virginity in a covered wagon
All right.
on her way to a rally. It was so
Oh
weird.
my God!
I didn't say what kind of rally. Relax.
It was for the love of all people.
Yes.
All right.
those
So,
rallies.
Chad, is this something that you would do? Let me ask you. Man visits all 12 Disney parks around the world in 12 days.
That sounds like something Natasha would do, like Anthony's wife.
I don't
Disney
think that you. I don't.
parks?
Yeah. So all 12. So there's 12
in the world?
in the world, and he did it in 12 days.
No.
You wouldn't do that? Have you been to Disney? You've been to Disney, right?
Well, I used to live in California, so I'm from California, so Disneyland was my thing. I've never been
Yeah,
to World,
yeah.
and I heard that's pretty amazing.
Disneyland is in the ghetto.
It's Orange
Yeah.
County, right? Yeah, my
it's-
cousins
it's
live down
outside
the
of
street from.
Anaheim.
That's how to, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I'm not a theme park person.
Right. You're not a theme
I'm
park
not a
person,
fan.
but I just saw like 12 parks in
Yeah.
12
You
days
mean like for the challenge?
in around the world.
Okay, listen. First off,
You're up for a good challenge. I know.
I like the idea of traveling 12 places in 12 days. I love that fucking idea. However, you know how much money it would cost to not only travel, which is fine, I get that, but to travel to a theme park as expensive as Disney World and Disneyland every single day for
Okay,
12 days.
so I'm gonna-
that
How
is a
How is it
$25,000
possible?
I
That's a
don't-
$30,000.
I don't think
trip.
that's even possible.
don't know. It is.
Because, well, I mean, think about it. How long does it take you to get to all these places? You've got your layovers. You got to get from the airport to the park. Do you have to just like walk in the front door, then walk right back out? Because
No,
you
no.
can't enjoy yourself.
So here's the other thing. Here's the other kicker to it. So he not only did that, but he also took a spin on all 216 operating rides, is what they're claiming.
that's
Oh,
bullshit.
now that doesn't sound right at
That's
all.
not that's not real.
unless-
Nathan
again-
Fire Sheets. I mean,
What?
probably
What?
a fake name.
That's a good point.
That's like a good. That sounds like a good fireman, kind of like a fire chief Les McBurney. You ever
Les
seen that
McBurney?
meme? Les McBurney.
Yeah.
So he started this project, the Disney Global Ride Challenge, on March 8th at Disneyland Paris and completed his journey at Florida's Magic Kingdom on Sunday. The days in between saw Fire Sheet visit Walt Disney Studios, Shanghai Disneyland, Hong Kong Disneyland, Tokyo Disney Sea, Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios.
Here's the deal: is two things had to happen. Well, this person had money.
well-
Two things had to happen. Hold on.
Okay, go on.
One,
Yeah, yeah.
it had
Was
to
it
be
sponsored?
sponsored.
Had to have been.
Right, where they're allowing him to like come right in
I'm sure.
and go straight to these rides, or he's paying out the fucking ass.
He did not disclose how much money he spent.
because
He's
I know
having-
there's like a fast pass.
He's having
for
to
all
buy the
these
fast
places.
passes. But we also have like a lot of these places. So Disney World has four theme parks there?
And where?
And at Disney World. That's four
Yeah.
that's
No,
four theme
yeah.
parks there. So it's not like he's having to go to like
I think somebody said 4 or 5 in Orlando.
Yeah, there's like Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, Epcot,
Magical Kingdom.
I mean I read them
and
off.
Yeah,
did
he-
you? I don't.
he said
I wasn't
them.
paying attention.
Yeah, we know.
Epcot, Animal Kingdom,
Story
and
of my
Hollywood
life.
Studios.
I only had a slice of food.
Hobby's too drunk nail over there.
Oh yeah.
Actually, no. I used this to pick my ear. I had it so
I'm
much.
it's
sure.
pretty
That is
disgusting.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So you think it's a coke
To who
nail,
lives with you.
but instead it's an earwax nail because he's fucking disgusting.
She tells me that. She's like, "God damn it."
he's a goblin.
I'm a.
Javier's a goblin
A
person.
goon and a goblin. I don't think.
I'm a
I think
garbage
that's
man.
bullshit.
I mean, I only can go by what the
How about
what is
flights? Was he on a private jet to all of them?
That's kind of what. That's what. Yes, he had.
he
had to.
have been. But I mean, how do you align the flights?
I mean,
I don't know.
And-
You plan your
Like,
routes
listen,
and
I fly to Prague on Thursday.
Oh, look
and
at
my-
me! I travel around the world.
My
Don't
first
brag
flight
about it.
is 9 hours.
Yeah.
You could just sleep overnight. Like it's not that far fetched to say you just sleep overnight on the plane
Yeah.
and then immediately get to the park. I mean, like that could happen.
Just hits the ground running, gets the first taxi he sees, take me straight to this park.
right.
Hits it up, goes. Does
He
the
has to
rides,
be
yeah.
a billionaire because he would have to get picked up, helicoptered in. I mean, traffic.
you're not
You've
wrong.
got all that
Yeah.
stuff. There's no possible
But I don't think it'd
way.
have to be a private jet. I think he could do a regular plane, but it
I
would
don't
still
think
be
so.
fucking expensive.
You would have to plan it out with the airlines.
I think there had to have been so much planning with it. I mean, this honestly sounds like a Chad would have done this, and not saying that's a bad thing. Chad's just really good at planning and dictating like his trip, right? So you
he
get
said dick. He said dick.
You try-
He said Chad was good with dick. Everyone heard it. He said it.
yeah, Chad's good with dick.
I don't think that's a good thing.
Wait a second. With my own.
You're getting red, buddy.
Oh no.
All right,
I made a mistake.
but I think that you could plan it out. I think you could plan it out, and if you laid it all out, you'd be fine. All right. So moving on.
Oh, real quick, I did
Go on.
get a text
Yes.
from
All right.
my official Disney person, Natasha. There is a trip to take you to all of them, just not a race. Like not a
What?
race to like
You
not
can't
like
be a certain race.
No, hey, whoa, hold
goodness
on.
Wow.
What?
This isn't old Disney. I'm talking like new Disney. Like there's a thing that'll take you to all the parks. Like there's a thing that you can sign up for to take you to all of
Yeah.
them. But
A
not like
plane.
Exactly, and then you get a car and it takes you there.
All right, moving on.
I'm
All right.
drunk.
So y'all are familiar with Last of Us, Chad?
Yeah.
Not so much. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it all.
I've only watched the first 4 episodes.
Okay, but you kind of understand a little bit about what's
I
going on,
played
right?
the video games.
Fungus, right?
Yeah.
All right. So a mycologist becomes the first person in the world to contract the plant fungal disease.
Who
we
does?
didn't- This mycologist. We
Okay.
didn't think that was possible to get fungus from a plant, right? But he's the first one to get it, so it is.
Oh, good.
It's happening.
It can actually happen. Yeah.
It can happen. They already have that fungus that controls ants, and that's kind of what it's basically like loosely based off of on Last of Us. So now we're just waiting for that fungus to cross the insect to human barrier, and then we're all fucked.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great news, Tim. Thank you for that.
So just to finish it off, though,
Finish me off, Daddy.
now they're saying that people that are 50 years or younger
yeah.
have the possibility A to live to 140,
Yeah.
and B they're saying immortality is going to be achieved by 2030.
Yes, I did see that, and fuck, I'm gonna be immortal.
Bro, we had a whole episode about this.
Exactly. So they're saying that by 2030
I
we're
saw
going to
that.
be able to grow anything,
Yeah.
and they're saying that you could attend your own funeral in a new body.
They also said that the way the
So
technology
forced reincarnation.
Yes.
They also said the way the technology is working, our age group, like mid-30s or whatever, could be the last age group of all time to be able to live forever. So everyone older than us you're fucked. But anyone our age group and younger, has the will possibly have the ability to live forever.
I don't want to, man.
I do. You know what's funny? I've had this conversation. People are like, but all your loved ones will die. I'm like, I'll have new loved ones.
Yeah,
I'll get. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be sad.
So here's where I'm gonna get a conspiracy on this. And I told Chad earlier I've got a conspiracy about this.
If vampires can do it, first off, I mean, we can do it.
I
You know what
feel
mean?
like this technology has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I believe it has been
believe
around
it.
for a long time. And I think that the state that, well, number one, the United States.
Yeah.
These states.
The states.
These
United.
Yes.
We're not going to have Social Security. And so this is just a way to prolong people's lives to keep them working because they won't be able to pay out in Social Security.
Oh, don't get me on this.
And then you got France, who is writing about all their Social Security and social services and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not just a United States thing. The global network or global one world order or whatever, they're doing this, and I think it's just to keep us alive longer.
Paul, did you ever watch the movie that one with In Time with Justin Timberlake?
Of course I did.
Do you
that
think
was such a
that-
crazy cool concept.
Right?
But I think that's how it'll be.
I think so. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, no, because what's interesting, what you just said, it brings me to another, not conspiracy, but fact.
Okay, let's go into it.
Is that our Social Security numbers is just a stock number.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
100%.
That's what it is.
It's our serial number.
It is our serial number.
Right.
That because what happens to all the money we've ever paid into everything once we die? Our loved ones usually don't get to claim that.
Right.
It gets taken somehow.
Estate tax,
Something
stuff like that.
Right? So it just gets absorbed.
Yeah.
So they're hoping that our serial number, we get gone. So, which leads, if that happens with the immortality, then immortality, twiddly twat.
I feel like I'm
Then in time,
Warner
I can
Brothers
see
set?
that absolutely happening.
But I see that also as like a population
Fuck, I was
control.
like fucking moving that
You
shit.
were.
I was
You were.
getting it.
But
Felt
like-
like Saturday Night Fever just in my arms.
I think the thing is, like, you're 25. That's the oldest you'll age. You're 25 years old, and you got to work until you're every day to replenish that time. But I think it's the same thing now. It's going to be it's like a system where the rich can control they're like, hey, here's your immortality, but we're going to still charge you for everything, your rent, your fucking life insurance,
So for those of you who have not seen In Time, it's essentially like a bank. Like you live as long as you can pay
your time,
your personal rent, essentially, right? Like you're paying not for a place of rent, you're paying for your own time. And so what Javier's saying, right, is like you would have to pay your own time to continue your life longer, right?
Yeah.
But you would have to work as hard as you possibly can, unless you were the select few that were super, super rich. And then you don't live in the lower class slums of
and
the
the
people.
grids, like they had like grids you had to go to.
Yeah, you had to pass
pay.
through.
Yeah.
You had to pass through all
Yeah.
these different things of class levels. Dude, that movie was so
It's ahead of its time.
beyond its time.
Yeah,
man.
It's like a million years
Dude,
in your
and
hand.
Justin Timberlake was so good in it.
He was.
He's a good actor, man.
He is, man. I'll
I
give him
really
that.
liked him.
Yeah, he did a really good
He
job
was
with
good.
that. God
Yeah.
damn, that was a really good movie.
I need to go watch that again.
I gotta rewatch it. It was good. It
Yeah.
was so good.
It was really good.
really good because it made you feel when that guy gave him all that time.
Yeah.
And then he tried to give his mom the time that she had given him.
That was sad,
Bro,
dude.
like final millisecond where he could have done it, it ended up like she died. Holy fuck, he did a good job on that.
Hey,
It was a
so
good fucking movie.
let me ask you this though: do you think that you would just get tired eventually, though?
No.
Like you wouldn't get tired of living?
Fuck no.
No.
Well,
Man.
I'm
already tired of paying taxes.
Well, see, I think after, if you're in a certain bracket,
Yeah,
I think, absolutely you get tired of it. It's kind of, it's just, that was just an embellishment of what we are today.
True.
Right? I mean, if you think about it, you've got the people that have all the money that can just coast. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the employees from the movie that are busting their ass their entire life only just to feed that little bit of time until they die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that is just a very big exaggeration of how it is today. It's like if you only get to a certain point and never try to push yourself past that point, then you're literally working for your time until you die.
I will say one more thing before we move on. the final point to the movie. You saw the cop, Cillian Murphy, like he's working, right? And they're like, hey,
it was Cillian Murphy, wasn't it? I was about to say that.
They're like, hey, your per diem. You got to get your per diem, like his hours for his fucking time. He's like, oh, no, wait, I got to wait. Wait, no, there's something on the case. He fucking died because he was working, and he should have fucking upped his time when he needed
went to his little time clock thing.
So
Didn't
it
get the
tells you that
chance.
you shouldn't spend all your time working, but you got to do just enough to get by.
I do want to say this.
That's
real
what I got
quick.
from it.
I just want to say this. Like, I've been working a lot. I'm done, man. I'm after this storm's over, after this hail shit is gone, and I'm done.
You're
working.
done. You're ready to take
I'm
time
ready
for
to
yourself.
fucking take time. I'm ready to just like quit and like find something better because
Does
obviously,
your
good for
lady know that
well
she's going to be the
she does
breadwinner?
now.
She's encouraging
no,
that,
I
I'm
can
sure.
get a sheet now. She'd rather see me somewhere better.
And her name is
Tammy.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Tammy, just letting you know, you are going to have a stay-at-home boyfriend.
I'm gonna take care of the cats. Don't you worry, baby. I love you.
Oh,
Oh, well, take care of those cats.
Bro,
I'll take
you-
care of those
cats don't need taken care of. That's why they're cats.
Listen,
You're doing nothing.
if there's something I've learned in the couple of months that I have not had a fucking job, is like there are so many goddamn opportunities out there that can make you happier.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like the way there's been so many things that I've been able to do over the past couple of months without a fucking job. Like I've been able to reconnect with people I haven't seen in years. Like literally, I'm having lunch with people that I haven't seen in years.
You just told us a story about a man who like murdered kids and stuff or something.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
no.
child murderer.
No. So I mean, like I'm seeing all these people that I'm friends with and reconnecting and like building these networks again and seeing what they're up to. But not only the relationships, but like you get to see like there's so many fucking opportunities. There's so many things to do. Like I had a great time hanging out with Paul a couple of weeks ago, talking about different opportunities, thinking about different ideas and concepts. Like there's so much shit.
Yeah,
you
that
can
was
do.
really cool.
It was fun, and I wouldn't have had that opportunity to have that kind of time if I didn't have this time.
Did he talk to you about the one conversation that I talked to you about that I wanted to do? With the, the thing?
Did it happen to
No,
have
not
to
yet.
do with taking
Not
your
yet.
pants
We're gonna
off?
talk about that after the podcast,
Dude, and hold on. Tell me that food wasn't fire.
Oh my god! So he was talking about he kept talking about this Thai food, which isn't just Thai food. It's like
It's Thai and Laos.
yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's a Thai and Laos cuisine
And
restaurant.
holy shit, we ordered it and he had it delivered, and that pad Thai was the best fucking.
What
pad
is
Thai
this place
I've
called?
ever had in my
Asian
entire life.
Nights.
Asian
In Haltom-
Nights?
It sounds
Asian
like
Nights in Haltom City.
Okay, so wait a second.
It sounds like a happy ending spot.
I thought that's what that was.
Hey, there's one down
I
the
mean,
street.
you know what? I'm gonna say right now, I think it is a happy endings place because I was sure as fuck happy after
I
ate
was
that
happy
shit.
as shit. I was so
Dude,
happy.
we got the talk about the crab rangoons.
So
Oh
it was
my
like
God.
it was like real crab with a little bit of cream cheese or whatever. It was like real fucking crab, and it wasn't like
Real.
too much of the.
I've driven past that place
my
this whole
God, it was
time,
so
and I
good.
thought it was a rub and tug place.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't know it was a restaurant.
Look, I'll tell you
he
right
was like,
now.
I went in and I got 3 rub and tugs and I didn't even get full.
I didn't get crab rangoon. I will
Dude,
say one
this
thing.
place is fire, and we're all gonna go,
Yeah.
and we're gonna order everything on the menu because dude, their sticky rice
Oh yeah.
is so fire. They have a jerky, which is like it's called Heaven Beef or Heaven Jerky. That's incredible, dude. The pad thai is amazing. So
good.
The crispy pork,
I'm getting.
bro. I'm fucking starving right now,
crispy pork is my favorite.
Oh my
dude.
God.
Nah, you haven't had it here.
No, I haven't. No, it's
Getting chills.
and crispy pork is my favorite.
Tammy,
type of,
mark
I
that.
gotta do it.
I want you to tell it. You remember
Okay,
this.
yeah. So is that Christy? Christy.
I always
Yes.
thought it was a nightclub.
It actually is a nightclub at night. So what happens is
What?
Yeah, not a day club. It's a nightclub at night.
That
So,
makes sense. It's in the
yeah,
name.
Yeah, it's in the name. Asian Nights.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so but no, they actually do turn into a nightclub at the end of the day.
Is that by Northeast Mall?
It is not. It is Haltom City.
Okay. Because there's
Again,
like they got places over
I'll
there.
say it. Oh, hey, Javi, it's in Haltom City.
It is in Haltom City.
I will remember.
I did.
Yeah, it was so
Asian
good.
nights.
But no, they do. They do karaoke sometimes. They have a full stage. It's actually pretty cool.
From the chat, my girlfriend knows that place. It's super delicious.
That place
I
is
Uber Eats
super
all the time.
delicious. I Uber Eats it all the time. Well, that's Uber Eats, and you should probably DoorDash because it's free delivery and less fees.
Oh man! Fun fact. Fun fact.
Fun fact,
Pro
fuck
tip.
Uber
Pro tip.
Eats.
Pro tip.
Moral of the story. I really.
It's
hope
on
you-
Beach
you
and
do it.
28th. Yes, it is.
Yeah. No. I
Guess
think,
who else is on Beach and 28th soon?
What?
Me.
Really?
Well, yeah, eating Asian night.
Oh, right. Okay. He's like,
That's my corner.
I'm moving the studio next door just so I can be close to it.
Like I'm having a great time. It's been 50 minutes.
I've got to end this. Hang on. I've got to end this.
50?
I've got to end this segment. Shut up. And that was News of Tim.
Hey, do sports real quick. Hold on. Do me real quick.
Hold on.
Real quick.
You have something?
Wait, what?
Everyone look at Javier and tell him that he needs to do what he just said.
You need to do what you just said. What
You legitimately need to stop working for
Chad.
someone else and do you.
I
boo.
do. I do.
What did he just say?
He said he was going to, after all of the current work, he was going to figure out something else.
Okay. Yeah,
Do you,
yeah,
boo?
do something else.
You're
All
so
right.
much better than that.
It's interesting that you said that, though. With all the opportunity, there is so much opportunity out there when you open your eyes.
Yes.
And it is crazy because us as a world, sorry if you don't believe this, but I do, the world is here to keep your eyes closed so you stay grounded and nowhere.
I really thought you were going to say the world is a vampire.
World is a vampire.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. But seriously, take that time, take some leaps. That's what I did, and it's cool. And there's so many things to do out there. This right now, especially right now. Right now is the entrepreneur's time to rise in this country.
We're in a cool
especially Texas.
Yeah,
Texas
oh yeah,
is the spot for entrepreneurship because there's so many benefits and so many really cool things going on, and there's so many opportunities to do anything right now.
I will say one more thing for the news that an article came out that said
over.
that
The news is over.
The
Javi, you
Houston,
missed it. The news is
I
over.
did say it was over.
He said, "Hey,
okay.
That was the news."
hold on, do it real quick. Do your thing. Do your thing.
News with Javi.
It's news with Javier.
Hey, so they said that Houston was like the second growing.
He's gonna be like, "We made
City.
it to the moon."
A little late there, bud.
Houston was the second growing biggest nation city in the country.
Nation station.
What's the first? Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas-Fort Worth is number one when it comes to growth and like in life
course it is.
and business.
Who's
So,
number one?
We
according
are.
to growth here.
here? Your penis.
Oh,
I've been watching it all night. So I'm thinking about In Time again and how like they have to like focus in on just keeping their time up. And that's, and we're talking about doing that with the career. That's exactly what you're doing. It's like you're keeping focused on like work, and not looking to the next.
Dude,
Man,
I'm getting into work. Like I feel bad. Like Tammy's a trooper because I get up at 5:50 in the morning to get up and get ready, get to work at like 6.
Get up, domestic violence, breakfast. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay.
No.
All right, so you got sports?
Yeah. Real quick, give it to me.
And now, action sports with Javier. Take it away, Javier.
Corey Seager got hurt in the 4th inning, I guess, and it's really bad. So the Rangers are doing really great right now, which I'm very surprised. And I know we're like almost at 500, but the Rangers are doing great, right?
Yeah.
But like the Mavericks are really suck. So the NBA is investigating them with like tanking, controversy, and I hate it because at the start of this whole
Wait a second. They're investigating them
yeah,
right
they're
now?
investigating the Mavericks because they were accused of tanking. No fault to Kyrie Irving because he's been a great fucking player. He's like elevated the Mavericks to a different level. I'm very fucking pissed about it. You're wasting Luka's fucking talent. Mark Cuban, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck? Keep your eyes open. Like, this is really ridiculous. I don't want you to do the same thing you did with Dirk when he's going to play like 20 seasons, but this isn't going to happen with fucking Luka because he's going to go to the fucking Lakers in like 2 years. So get your head out of your ass and like fucking do something. That's it.
But hold on, but keep giving cheap prescriptions on drugs because
keep
that's
doing that.
fucking amazing.
Fucking, yeah, props to you, Mark Cuban. Like, honestly.
Away from basketball.
But yeah. Away from
Basketball, Mark Cuban, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you, Mark Cuban.
Pharmaceutical
basketball.
Mark Cuban, yes.
Yes, you're doing great things for the people.
Wow.
Well, I got a little bit of sports.
Yeah.
And so Panther City Lacrosse plays their last game April 21st, which is Friday. They're playing against the Roughnecks, Calgary Roughnecks.
Yeah.
And there's a possibility they might be going to the playoffs.
Woo.
Panther City Lacrosse has done excellent this season. If you haven't gone, I recommend that you go. Please go out at some point. Also, I don't know if you know the price of half-season tickets for the Stars.
For the Stars?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't.
I looked into it.
Oh.
I was thinking maybe I'll get season tickets for next year.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I don't got $3,000 to spend for 2 tickets.
The Stars are going to the playoffs. The Stars are going to the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to go to the playoffs.
$3,000
For the section that I wanted to sit in, which is not even, like, it's just lower bowl.
I wanted to be on the fucking ice. $3,000 a piece.
It was lower bowl. It was lower bowl.
I better get a hand job from Jason Robertson.
On the edges is what I was looking at, and it was like three grand for a half season.
Wow.
To sit behind the bench was going to cost somewhere around like 8 to 10, and I'm like, nah, there's no way. I can't swing that.
Shit.
So instead, I'm going to probably get season tickets to Panthers to Lacrosse because
man,
it's a great time.
It actually, I talked about how
That's a fun
it's
time.
not super affordable. It has gotten very affordable, like recently.
Yes.
Like you can do a whole ass like season ticket, and you get to meet the team and all this shit, and it's a really good deal.
Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Anyways, that's my sports too. So that was sports with Javier. Thank you, Javier.
Odell Beckham signed with the Ravens. Go fuck yourself, Odell.
Okay, we're done with sports.
I know,
Turn
I
off.
did-
Turn
I
off.
did.
Turn off.
Why are
It'll
you
stop.
so late today?
I don't know, man.
Okay, so let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Hey,
of this
Andrew
episode.
from NEXM Creative over here.
Andrew again, guys.
God damn it, Paul! Fuck! See, man, I'm
Doesn't
sorry,
even
dude.
know the name.
Dude,
of
I'm
our
sorry.
guest.
No, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
I have a history with this man.
Okay, that's sexy.
Remember that store I told you I went to in
Honestly-
that little secret tunnel?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was with
that's
Javi.
where.
That's where I met Javi.
I think we
He
all
was
have
demoing the urethral spreaders.
And also, I was in Glory Hole 5. So
I think we all have some sort of history with Paul. I truly believe that I have bought something from you at some point in my life, just because of where he worked at
Can
before.
you not front me out like
Yeah.
that?
No, okay.
What
Anyways.
the fuck?
Anyways. All right. So who is Paul?
Medicinal. What?
Who is Paul?
Paul is.
Hold on.
That's-
We gotta hit him with the funky five. What are you
yeah,
doing?
I know, no. Let him do what he's doing. Who is Paul?
I wanna know who Paul
What
is.
is Paul?
Okay, all
Who
right.
and what is Paul?
All right. What is a Paul?
I'm appalled right now.
Damn it! Fuck off! Shut up! That's what I was gonna say. I'm a Paul.
That's cute.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, me. I don't. That's a really fucking horrible leading question.
Yeah.
But cool. Yeah. No, me. I'm Paul.
So tell us a little bit about your backstory. Like you mentioned, you're from California.
Mm-hmm.
We know you as Daddy Paul from Uncorked a little bit with Corks and Cowtown. We also know you as the owner of NEXM Creative, the studio over there, kind of by Rockwood, right? I don't know what that area is called. What is that area called?
So they've coined it. Well, a business over there has coined it as Panther City District.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. No.
Doesn't make any sense.
Then they were like, "This is Panther City District. Give us money."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?
That's weird.
For being here?"
Yeah.
I do. To the owner of the building. Fuck off.
Yeah. How does that work? Is it like
it's
like a
they're-
homeowners association type thing?
Kinda, yeah.
Weird.
They're trying to make
Always.
it a HOA.
They are. Well, they're trying to make it another district. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna be quiet on that one.
Okay. Yeah.
I did hear a bunch of things about that too.
So how did you
very
get here to
weird.
Fort
It
Worth?
is, it
and how
is.
long ago was that?
Yeah, a long time ago. I've been here
Okay.
most of my life.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, my mom married my stepdad, who's an amazing man,
Okay.
and yeah, I went to high school out here, went to college in Texas, went to college for opera singing.
No shit.
No shit.
Man, that's where the voice comes from. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, he's got the cheekbones and the lips for it.
Well, he's got a lot of things for it.
He
Yeah.
does. He really does.
Thanks. I actually had an extra 100 pounds with it as well, so it matched opera
Oh,
perfectly.
my.
Oh,
It's
beautiful. You love me a thick Paul.
A thick ball or a thick
I mean,
Paul?
you know, it works.
They used to
in the
call
same-
me Paul the Ball,
Mm.
so that was fun.
God
Thanks for
damn.
bringing that shit back. Yeah.
All right. So Paul's been here for a little bit. He's been in Texas for a while.
So
Came
you
from
were
California.
Yeah, you were in music, opera,
Yeah.
but then you also had like bands and shit, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I just went to school for opera because it was free school.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
Because you were
And,
good. You were like, I'm good. I'm gonna get free school.
Well, I just, yeah, sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
Went
cool.
free school. That was fun. And then I always sung R&B and pop my whole life. And then went into rock for a little bit. I've been in sales and marketing and advertising forever.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, it's where
Yeah,
I met you.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. We've known each other for a long time.
Sold you your first handy.
Yep, sure did.
Hey yo!
I'll tell you what, though,
the
man.
crazy thing, it wasn't even my hand. That was the cool part. How fucking amazing am I?
tricked
I
me.
made
Salesman.
him pay me so he could give himself a handy. How about that shit?
Dude, it was the weirdest shit, man. Like, I couldn't believe it.
But
I
I
was
got
like, he loves
paid.
me. He loves me.
But you were into it.
And I went back to work. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It
Right.
was weird.
That's what I did.
So y'all met at the mall on the mall days.
Ridgemar Mall.
Ridgemar Mall before there were no stores.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Have you
true.
been there?
Yeah, it's very
It is
ghost town.
creepy. Like they need to shoot some kind of zombie apocalypse or like a Dead Rising movie there.
Yeah, yeah.
Be quite
So
cool.
Dustin Schneider over Jerry Jonestown Massacre, he does photography on the side,
Yeah.
and he went out to shoot the mall, and they kicked him out. They were like, "No, you can't take pictures here," and threw him out of the mall because
Yeah, heaven forbid you and have one extra patron
they don't.
in your fucking empty ass mall.
Well, the guy didn't want him to like. He's like, "I don't. This. We're not gonna have this end up on Dead Malls of America's Twitter or whatever."
What?
Yeah, there's some Twitter about dead malls.
So the security of Ridgemar Mall are more
Yeah, I know.
scared about the fact they're going to be on some Twitter account about
I guess
dead
so,
malls.
because then it might attract the wrong type of crowd. I don't know. But have
There's
you
no one going.
You
in
know
that
what also
goddamn mall.
attracts the wrong kind of crowd?
an empty mall?
An empty fucking mall. There's no stores.
Have you-
Like there are no stores.
Have you heard what they're going to do with it? They're going to turn it into possibly turn it into condos. They're going to revamp the entire inside of it and make it. It's like
That sounds like a great idea.
this big.
Stores don't want to be here, so let's live here.
Yeah, but
I
they're
love
gonna
that.
then they're going to put stores there, and so they'll have condos and stores, and it's going to cater to us, our generation, because we grew up going to malls. Think about it. Think about it.
I will never live in a mall.
You wouldn't live in a mall?
No.
Fuck no.
Can
No
I
way,
ask
no.
you? Can I ask you like,
Yes.
what's your favorite memory in that mall?
You're trying to get me to say you, aren't you?
I mean, I'm trying. I mean, I was there all the time. Like
I
mean,
did come talk to you. I used to leave the buckle and come right to you, buddy.
Oh,
You were in what, T-Mobile?
Yeah.
I would go down there. I'd hang out for a long time.
yeah.
I'm special. I'm so special.
I'll tell you what I miss about that mall is the pizza. But you get it up and didn't, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Sabaro? No,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't Sabaro.
No, it
It
was
was like a
it was,
Sbarro knockoff, but a local version.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah.
You know they're in Denton.
the
Yeah,
same
Sbarro
thing.
moved.
It's
No,
the same people.
The one from Ridgemar moved to Denton. They're in the mall.
Oh,
in Denton.
no shit.
The same
Yeah.
people.
We went with our
What?
friend
Yeah.
Angie.
The
of-
same dude? Like the
dude.
same guy?
Yes, the slick black hair. dude.
Yeah.
He's
And
still
he's-
over there.
Does
whole
he have black
family,
hair
yeah.
still, or is it
Yep.
gray now? or-
It's he dyes it.
Okay.
But you know,
The whole family.
the
was there.
wife is there.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's weird.
No
it's
shit,
weird.
dude. I used
yeah.
to get pasta there all the time because they would make sausage and peppers because that's like I'm Italian, so that was my Italian shit.
We made
Yeah.
her. We made her
Love
cry.
Yeah, we
We,
said
we showed up there and we're like, "This is our childhood. We grew up eating this pizza
Oh, I'm glad.
at
it went
Ridgemar,"
that
and,
way.
and then she was like, "Oh,
She
so y'all-
cried.
Yeah,
She
so
cried.
she's like, "So you live up here now?" And didn't I was like, "No, we drove all the way up here because we heard that you're here." And she was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Shout
She
out
was
to
like,
Angie
got
over
all-
at Better Like Let's
got
Eat.
all teary eyed
Yeah.
and everything. So
we
yeah.
need to do that again,
We do.
Angie. By the way, we need to have a whole day of food and beer again. That was a fun.
All
day.
right, so now that we understand just a little bit about Paul,
Yeah.
Yeah, not really. I didn't say much.
No, you know,
we got.
All right, thanks guys for having me on the show. It's been so much fun.
And that was episode 130 with Paul.
I'm gonna fix your mic here. Let's tighten that.
but what's the
Oh,
coolest?
tighten it up.
What's the coolest thing you experienced over there at the mall whenever you
you're
worked? over
killing me.
there? Sorry, buddy.
You're just really digging into this whole mall situation.
I like malls, man.
All right.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Paul in the mall.
Can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right.
I
move
go
on.
All right,
see
go ahead, go
Paul
ahead, go ahead.
at
So we
the
normally
mall.
we jump into the Funky Five. Chad, I think you should take us down this pathway on what is the Funky Five.
All right, so we do this little thing with the guests that we really like. We do this little thing with guests that come on the show for the first time called the Funky Five. It's just kind of 5 rapid fire questions that we just need you to answer. First thing that comes to your head. Doesn't don't need to put too much thought on it. They're all local. It's not like who would you? You know what I mean? Like, what is your favorite color? Would be like one. What's your favorite color?
Red.
Perfect. Me too.
Wait,
Oh God damn it.
Hold on.
No.
red as a color, but blue to wear.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Yeah.
See how that wasn't rapid fire though, because you had to have an explanation. So kind of tweak that up a little bit. Just make it red. You know
I
what
think
mean? Let's
I'd
go
like you
with
in a
red.
peach. I think I'd like you in a peach.
All right. Question number 1.
Salmon.
What is your favorite Fort Worth restaurant?
my favorite.
Your favorite Fort Worth restaurant? Don't make fun of me. It makes me real self-conscious.
You should be real self-conscious.
God damn.
Last time I heard, you didn't have a job, but
Oh, fuck!
Fuck me, right? And that was Paul, everybody. Thanks for coming on the show, Paul.
Favorite restaurant in Fort Worth?
Yeah.
Fort Worth or surrounding cities?
Fort Worth. And surrounding cities.
Asian Nights, baby.
Okay.
Asian fucking Nights. Hey, listen, if you're listening to Asian Nights, please sponsor my guys here at the Funky Panther because we will eat all of your insides.
My guy.
Of food. Yes.
I've eaten ass before, so I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
All right.
Just send us pad thai every Tuesday night at the Funky Panther.
Hey, real quick shout out to Day and Night Watch Company.
Okay.
They're really run by a really good man.
Okay.
Really good friend of mine.
Really?
And
Hey,
it's an incredible watch company.
Where are they located?
Where are they located?
Yeah.
Well, they're all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, it's a Day and Night Watch Company. Look it up.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. Luxury watches for a fraction of the price.
My dad loves watches. Like he's always
He got serious.
he's
Wait, my dad. My father.
My father.
The person that spurted me out of his testicle sack loves watches.
The man who invented toaster strudels would not appreciate the fact that you did not address the news that there's a watch company that he would like.
Day and Night Watch Co. says Dallas, Texas. So that's
okay.
there
Yeah.
is a location. Thanks, Paul.
Checking out their website.
Nonsense.
A highly successful watch brand at an affordable price. They've been featured on NBC Digital Journal, Fox, Voyage,
Very
Dallas.
true. And not
Oracle
to,
Time,
And
We
not to
Vibe.
toot the family horn, but toodly-doo, my son takes a lot of his product photography.
Oh, very
Because
cool.
my son is a photographer.
Your
Yeah.
son does a lot of good work. Like he's starting out
Photography.
And you're teaching him, yeah.
Okay, thank
starting
you.
out photography.
Just want
And
to make
he's
sure we
doing-
didn't Dalai Lama
No.
this
Oh,
thing up.
Okay, moving on.
We've
Question
solved
number
it.
2.
Question number 2.
Favorite Fort Worth drinking spot?
drinking spot?
Yeah.
I like a good chimneys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it.
We
Only
went there the
because I
other day.
experienced it with you.
Oh, it was nice.
It was.
We had the Dr. Pepper shootouts. DP
I'd
shootouts.
never done one before.
And-
If there's one thing I like, it's DP.
I bet that's true.
It is true. All right. Favorite local musician?
I shouldn't have said that.
We just moved on.
Yeah, that was,
I like a good DP.
it's,
Well, I just found my next watch, so thank you.
Shut up, Tim. Favorite?
Shut up, Tim.
Favorite?
Mom, meatloaf.
Favorite local musician?
You know what? Someone that no one's ever heard of besides myself is
It's you, isn't it?
No,
Corinne
it's
Bailey
not.
Rae?
It's not. No, bubbly. No. It is a hip hop artist named Hani Zein, Zein. Probably one of the most incredible rappers I've ever heard.
Here in Fort Worth?
Yeah.
No shit.
No shit.
I'll
I'm
have
gonna
to
show you
check
some
him
of the stuff because he was an artist of mine for a while.
Yeah.
He was doing some work and stuff. Hadn't been in the studio in a little bit, but one of the most incredible. I compare him not sound wise, but I compare him to a Busta Rhymes.
Okay.
But the only reason I say that, he's nothing like Busta Rhymes, but you know how no one could ever be Busta Rhymes?
Right.
That's how he is.
Very cool.
It is insane. I'm going to show you guys his music because he is ridiculous.
Nice. Sounds good. Question number 4. What is your favorite podcast?
You know,
That one doesn't have to be local. Just like something that you listen to on the regular.
I don't listen to podcasts.
At all.
I produce them
I know.
all day long.
Yeah.
And I don't listen to them.
Oh, I actually have questions for you regarding the podcast that you have over there because we
My
were
what?
talking about podcasts. You know, we were talking about.
I do like the Funky Panther quite a bit. You know what? I used to like
this isn't a pull. This isn't a pull.
No,
No, I actually like the Funky Panther because like I do like that. But it's very hard for me to listen to podcasts. Just kind of
Yeah.
like it's very hard for me to listen to music outside of the recording studio.
Right.
Yeah,
I listen
yeah.
to a lot of nothing.
Right.
Silence. I have music in my head all day. It's very hard for me to sit and listen to people talk after listening to people talk all day long.
what's your life soundtrack?
My life soundtrack,
Yeah,
it changes per minute.
but like, what's the main thing?
Like literally in the gym,
Yeah.
I've gone from piano to soft R&B to opera to hip hop to Static X kind of heavy metal.
wow, okay.
Oh yeah, I love some Static X, man. Wayne Static.
Yeah.
Fire. Anyways, Yeah, sorry. I'm not really a rapid fire kind of guy.
Yeah,
All right.
either is Javier. So, well, usually. But all right, moving on to the very last question. Tim's going to take us.
I'm gonna set you up with this one.
Set me.
All
You're
right.
in a glory hole, and you're gonna.
So imagine going back in time whenever you didn't have DVR.
I think Robin should not be able to comment. Block her now.
I know.
This is so rapid
Yeah,
fire.
we're gonna get rid of her.
We're gonna get rid of her right now.
Imagine going back in time to where you didn't have DVR, you didn't have DirecTV, you didn't have cable, you didn't have any of that stuff, no streaming services. You're flipping through the channels.
Oh wait. Okay.
You're flipping through the channels, and you come across that one movie that's playing on like channel 39 or whatever.
How old am I?
It's just your favorite movie. What is your favorite movie of all time? The one that you're going to stop and watch no matter where it's at.
Probably any of the Lethal Weapons.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I would
Fucking love Lethal Weapon.
I'm with you on that one. If it's
and
on
I'll
TV, I'm
watch
going to
it.
stop. Yeah.
Or Terminator. I'm a down for Terminator
Okay.
2. Terminator 1 kind of drags on for a bit.
Yeah.
I love Terminator 2, but I love Lethal Weapon. Did you see they're making a 5?
Yes.
Yeah. I did.
Fucking excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'm very excited.
I'm excited, but I'm also
Aroused.
aroused. I'm also holding my breath a little bit because I just don't want it to. I don't want them to ruin it.
Dude,
They can't. It's like they will never ruin
I didn't
John
think they
Wick.
could. I didn't think they could ruin. I didn't think they could ruin.
John Wick will go on forever, and I will watch it.
It's
True.
so good.
I'm not going to see an Academy Award-winning movie. I'm going to see Mel Gibson and Danny Glover that's doing shit that
I
they're
didn't
too
think they
old to
could
do.
ruin Indiana Jones, and then they made the Crystal Skull. So
hey, look, go.
Well, they're making another one of those
I
too.
know.
And it looks really good. It looks really good.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
Well, that would really be a great marketing ploy to put a horrible preview out to make it look bad.
well, congratulations, you made it through Not So Rapid Funky 5.
Yeah, I really do apologize about the rapid thing. But,
It's
you know,
all right.
whenever you were talking about watching MTV back in the
Yeah.
day, I used to watch the Playboy channel. Now, I'm going to ask you guys this. And we didn't have the Playboy channel, of course, but the Playboy channel was on the channels, right? So when you used to watch it, if you had one of the dial knob TVs, because it would be
Yeah.
so you could slow down the tracking, and then it would be like scene, titty, gone. Scene, titty, ass. Oh,
Yep.
gone. So, and then you could do it, and every once in a while I'd be like, just out of nowhere, it'd be like, it was pretty crazy.
You know, the thing that I wanted to, the thing I tried to get on like the most when I was growing up was the Pam and Tommy.
I think I can help with this whole Pam situation.
Oh,
But it was a Pam Tommy tape. I was like trying to like focus on that and just like a nipple. Or
so
something
did
like
you
that.
know that on DirecTV
Yeah.
you could rent movies, right?
Right.
Did you know they gave you previews before you rented it to make sure that you liked it?
Yeah.
Did you know they did that with all the softcore porn that was on there?
No shit.
I found that out and made a compilation tape.
No
way.
shit.
Oh yeah, you just go through all the different ones and make a VHS tape.
So it
yeah.
wasn't just like the storyline or anything? You like got the good stuff?
You just get like the first part of it,
Right.
But it was like go straight like
I'm here to fix your faucet. So his mixtape is only people like showing up to do a job they never do.
shirt comes off, they start doing the deed, and it cuts. You know, it's 5 minute
Right.
preview. So you get like the first 5 minutes get hooked into is what the whole idea
I
was.
just need 3. That's
And
all
so
I
then
need.
you just go and I made
30
it.
seconds.
yeah.
I know myself.
I made a compilation tape of it.
But I mean, how
like
awful would that be to watch if you're actually looking for the content? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I really want to know what was going to happen, and then it just cuts over to another one. I mean, that's kind of shitty.
Well, I mean, as a
Speaking of
As a
softcore porn,
13-year-old,
did you
you
know
know.
that the Blockbuster website's back up?
yes,
Yeah, we talked about that on the last
We
episode.
did.
If
But
you
you know
listen,
what?
it'd
I
be
know I
great.
don't listen to
I
this
know.
sorry ass
We know.
podcast,
I
but
know.
you know
I
what I'm
know.
saying? No, but the reason I said that is because I was going to ask you a question. Do you think it's actually Blockbuster?
man, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking it might be the Radio Shack debacle where it's maybe a cryptocurrency or something along those lines. 'Cause that's what Radio Shack was doing.
Or Ryan Reynolds bought it. That's what I want to have.
They're making a
happen.
maybe they're making a movie.
Well, you know they had the
Blockbuster. Yeah, they
Blockbuster.
had the- yeah.
I actually really liked the
documentary?
The show?
No, the actual show
On
with
Netflix?
what's his name? The guy from
the guy from the Asian guy from
the Marvel.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
He,
Oh,
I
I
actually
didn't
thought it was
watch
pretty
that.
cool. Like because I used to work at Blockbuster when I was 15 and 16, and it was fucking awesome. I loved it. 16, 17.
Was it here in Fort Worth?
Yeah.
Which
off
one?
Of McCart.
Oh, McCart. You worked at the McCart
Alta
one.
Mesa and McCart.
Yes, I used to go to that one.
No
That-
shit.
That's the one I went
Oh my
to.
God, they had movies
Yeah, they did.
and popcorn.
Yeah, they did. And music. They had CDs.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I mean, that was I was in.
I went to the
in
Ephraim
90s.
Avenue one.
Yeah.
That was my Blockbuster. All right. Anyways, All right, back on Paul. So
So Paul, you ended where you were into music. You were in multiple bands. You were in rock bands, right?
I was, yeah.
How did you get from the rock band situation to like creating NEXM Creative Studio?
Yeah, so like I said, I've been in marketing, advertising, sales my whole life.
Yeah.
I've always been a high performer in all those. And one day, at the very last position I was ever at, there was a turn of events, and it was just time for me to get out.
Yeah.
It just was time. And then when I walked out the doors of that place, as I was walking to my car from leaving my previous employer of 30 Seconds.
Your last employer you've had.
My last employer I've ever had.
Other than yourself.
Right.
Wow.
I said, I'm never going to do this anymore. I got tired of the varying moral compass of companies.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like how a company banks on fucking people over.
Right.
And that's probably why my company now isn't as big as it could be, but I get to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
So you mean you're not fucking people over?
No, I can't.
That's really nice
it's
of
like,
you.
dude, like, I've even had the intrusive thoughts of thinking like, you know what? I could easily do this and be like every other business, and I just can't do it. I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I get too invested in all of my people that walk in the door.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. So I started from there. I started a recording studio. I've always been into recording music because I got fucked over in studios so many times that I was like, I'll just record my own music and put it out myself because, you know, I just did it. So then people started asking for studio time, yada, yada. Had it in my back room at my mom's house, I think, when I was super young. And then I always had a little studio in my house. And I was like, yeah, I'll just start a recording studio. Found out very quickly recording engineers make shit money.
Really?
Yeah.
Horrible money. So I was broke for 4 years. That's pretty much my story. I was broke for 4 years, and then I was in Haltom City, and I was in an office building in Haltom City, and I was in a little 100 square foot little office. That's it. And I built, they let me, I just fucking did it, and they just had to be okay with it. I built my own little recording booth. Shout out to Carl Edwards, one of my greatest friends. He spent days and days and sleepless nights building this like really professional soundproof booth. And then someone came in and said, hey, I need a podcast. And I was like, yeah, I can do that shit because I'm a yes man.
Right.
You know, I saw.
You'll find a way.
I'll find a way. And fuck, I had to find a way. I really did. So they were like, hey, you know, we want to do a podcast, and I was like, okay, easy. And they're like, yeah, we've got 3 different people on the show. And I was like, yeah, I got that set up. I'm good. So then it forced me. I said, yep, I can do it.
Which is not viable in a 100 square foot space, right?
No, or a 5x7 booth. Right. So I was like, this is going to be the start of a really poorly produced porn, or I need to make a change. Right?
Yeah.
So he booked for the following week. So I had 3 days to set up an entire podcast studio. Yeah. So I went down to the owners of the building and I said, I need another space now. I'll just, I'll pay for it. Here we go. I just scrounged up some money. And I was like, let me just do it. Called a buddy of mine. We built a desk. We built a backdrop. I spent shit tons of money on all this stuff. Got a couple of credit cards. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to just make it happen. Built a really nice little podcast studio for what it was in this one little room. It was about 140 square feet, 150 square feet. So it was longer though. So it was like a big rectangle. So they were at the very end and I was at the far end recording them, set it up. Next week they came in, ran it, right? So I started doing podcasts, So I just, like I said, with the whole yes man thing, I firmly believe in that. I believe that you never allow someone else, if you're capable,
right?
Never allow someone else to do what you're capable of doing without at least trying.
Right.
Because what's the worst that can happen? You don't do very well.
You fail. You look like a big idiot.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I love failing. You know how many times I've
learn
fucking,
from that
you know how many
shit.
times I've failed? Every failure, I don't believe in the word failure as the negative connotation. I love failing. I tell my son this all the time. Please fail, because then you teach yourself and you are able to look at ways and look at things in a different way and say, okay, that didn't work. I need to pivot. I need to move. I need to evolve. I need to change to make it work. Because what you did wasn't a failure.
Right.
The way you did it was a failure.
Right.
Right. So you failed in the way that you did it. One way. Let's do it a different way.
So not only is it a learning experience, which a lot of people think of just like, oh, it's a learning experience, but it's also a growing experience because you're going to be less likely to be scared of that failure in the future, right? And so you get more comfortable with the fact that it's okay to take risks, right?
So I equate it to performing on stage, right? When you first do it, it's terrifying. But you keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, even though you don't want to. You keep doing it and keep doing it, and you're fine. Dude, I can get on a stage right now and just go in front of 10,000 people, and I love it. That's a rush for me. It's so much fun, right? But it's because I accepted the fact that I can only do what I can do, but I'm going to put everything I have in that one instance forward. I'm not going to leave anything behind, right?
Hell yeah.
So I did that, started this podcast studio, started getting some more clients because podcasts started booming, right? In 2019. Podcasts started like really, they've been around since like 05.
Right.
Or 08, I think. And
It's like RSS feeds and stuff like
yeah,
that.
no, yeah. And it was, but it wasn't widely listened to. So I was like, I think I've got something here, right? COVID happened, right? And I could have done one of two things. I could have allowed COVID to make me fail, to go back, bankruptcy, all this kind of stuff. Oh, well, it's not going to work out. Or I could do what I did. Failure like that, like COVID, I didn't look at it as a failure, as a stop business thing, right? So I looked into some of the laws and I contacted the city and I said, hey, I'm 6 feet away from, or actually I'm like 10 feet away from my clients, and there's only one of me and one of them. Can I still operate as a business? And they said, yeah, that's totally fine as long as you're at least 10 feet away or in a separate room. And by that time I had made that one room into 2 rooms, and I put a wall and glass there, like a studio room, right? Like a booth. That way, I could, talk or whatever to people that not next client or whatever, so they wouldn't hear. So they said, yeah, you can operate a business. They gave me a permit and all this kind of stuff during COVID because they were handing those out for only certain frontline workers and people that could prove safety. So I was one of those proven safety ones because I did it. And then I started noticing as I was doing these podcasts and people were doing it because people had a lot to say in that time. I was driving around. When I drive from home to work and back and wherever I was going, I noticed that businesses that I had seen since I was a kid were shutting down. It was the weirdest feeling,
right?
Seeing that, like big businesses that I thought were big were just shutting down. All of a sudden they were just gone. Signs gone. Windows boarded up. And so I started looking online for these businesses. And I was like, they don't have any content. They have nothing online. They banked on people knowing them from long ago.
And coming in person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I said, this is it. This is what I need to do. And the office building I was in, there was a country music station channel down at the very bottom of the floor, and I would help them with audio because I've been audio engineer now for like 22 years, almost 23 years now. And I would help them with audio stuff, and they were I was learning a lot of the video from them, and I was meeting some really cool people on these gigs, right? So and I don't think anyone here has met him, but his name's David, and he's my your favorite. He's my DP. He's my director of photography. Not your favorite kind, but hey, at least it's a DP. You can at least
DP
claim
for
it.
me is A-okay.
That's right. All right. DP shootout's a whole other thing for you, buddy.
Hey-o.
Hey-o, lots of
Let's chat.
DPs. Let's have fun Saturday night.
He deep throws.
So that's
Oh my God. Moving on.
That went okay. So I met him and started just kind of picking his brain for years. So I was in that one little studio space. There's a couple of studio spaces for about 4 years, and the first 2 years were starving from music, not doing anything. Last 2 years were that, and it was funny because I opened my studio a little bit over 2 years ago, the one that I have now that you guys have been to.
It's fucking beautiful, yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. And so 3.5, 4 years ago, I designed it in my brain. And I said, this is what I'm going to have. Literally to the T. You can ask Robin because she knows this because I was talking to her about it whenever she came in to do a podcast at my studio, to be a guest on a podcast, right?
Okay.
I told her exactly what it was going to be like. And sure enough, I built it. So COVID happened. I noticed that people needed content. And I said, that's where I need to go. I need to create content, not only podcasts, but be able to make people more visible at an affordable price, right? Because that's the thing. It's like it's either Marvel or horrible quality.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what we see every day.
Right.
That's what we've been seeing Iron Mans and these Marvel movies, which is probably some of the most incredible cinematics and graphics and, special effects you'll ever see.
Right.
Or you've got these
For the cost, for the price.
Or you've got Saul Goodman type commercials.
Right.
Right? You got stuff like that. Right? So I was like,
So you're somewhere in between is what you're saying.
right, yeah.
Okay.
I'm right in between, right in the middle. So I was
The question is, can you do Saul Goodman type commercials?
shit, yes, I can. And shit, yes, one
Okay,
word.
okay.
Shit, yes, all one word. Hell yes, I can.
I might have some ideas.
Oh my God, I love that shit. So then I already got my balls up to start my own thing, and they were kind of shrinking down because I was making no money. Then
Yeah.
they started getting a little bigger because I was like, okay, I'm making a little bit of money now. And then COVID happened, and then I just pushed. I said, now's the good a time as any to just fucking go.
Yeah.
So I did. And I did it too soon, but it's okay. But I fought for it. I had a goal. I did it. I had my studio built for me. I found it took me probably a year to find a good spot. It's a 3,000 square foot warehouse. It was completely empty. Literally, I'm sorry, it wasn't completely empty. I had them gut it because it was just disgusting. It was like a woodworking cabinet shop.
Okay. Wow.
Cabinet little thing. I had them gut everything. The owner of the building was gracious enough to allow me to pay off the build out, which was, I couldn't have done without it. I mean, I credit everything I have now to that opportunity to be able to do that. So I built it the way that I wanted to build it. Mm-hmm. I spent, with Kate, 6.5, 7 hours in a Starbucks in San Antonio. We did together. And we designed every single inch of that place, like literally down to the inch to make sure everything would fit. And we got it to the builder, and he goes, all right, we'll do it. Of course, this is COVID, so supplies. It took us, I guess, a little over a year to build the place out, right? Mm-hmm. And he said, this guy's been a GC forever, a general contractor forever, and he said, I've never seen so much insulation in one place in my life. And he goes, and I've built skyscrapers.
Because you need it for
sound. Yeah. So I built NEXM Creative, and it has developed into something that I never...
Was it NEXM before you moved in there, or did it become NEXM when you got in that spot?
So I came up with NEXM in that little spot.
Okay.
I just started. I was battling between NEXM Creative and NEXM Agency, and NEXM is just a 4-letter word that looks cool on a shirt, literally.
Yeah.
So it was like I was all over the internet looking at all these random business generators, name generators, and I looked up. It was like Next Generation Media. NEXM. I was like 4 letters, like Nike. I was like, hell yeah, that's kind of cool. NEXM, not NEXUM. I was like, that's too many. Yeah. 4 letters, easy to divide apart, easy to make a logo with. I made this shitty little logo, which actually is only one iteration from where it is now, which is funny because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just put a whole bunch of damn shapes together, right? And I was like, there's my logo and there's my LLC, and it's great. So then I did that, and now fast forward to where it is today, I've got NEXM Creative, NEXM Sports, about to open up a creative agency with NEXM Creative because why not?
Yeah.
You know, just the idea, the consultant, because I'm an idea guy.
Right.
Before I did all this stuff, I used to go to businesses and talk to their marketing departments and just give them ideas for random shit because I've got ADD like crazy, but I've been able to channel it in more of a creative way and just spit out ideas. And if I don't spit them out, then they're just bogged down in my brain and then I can't focus.
Right.
But if I spit them out and regurgitate them to people that could possibly use them, cool. Almost like a consultant.
Yeah.
So did that, and I'm looking at just really expanding, and it's been so cool. I've been able to be a part of some really amazing things in Fort Worth. I love Fort Worth, and they've welcomed me with, you know, one open arm, you know, for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's because there's so many media companies here. There's just so many production companies out here because it's so big. The DFW and Fort Worth is just growing so fast. But I've worked with some amazing people, man. Like I built this place
and big companies.
Yeah, man. I've worked with people that I never thought in a million years I would work with.
So I want to go down the list of like who you've worked with. You've worked with TX Whiskey, Madden 21,
Yeah.
AT&T Freakonomics Radio,
Yep.
PBS, Disney Plus, Jameson, DraftKings, Showtime, Barbasol, Fox Sports or Fox, and Visit Fort Worth. But like, also you've done
Pornhub.
like a Pornhub, right?
Well, I was the actor, so I don't really count
Sorry.
that.
Continue. My bad.
But like, also you were doing a recording here recently with LeGarrette, right?
LaMonica Garrett. LaMonica Garrett from Ace 83.
Yeah.
Last week, I was in the studio with Barry Pepper, who you may not know that name.
Saving Private Ryan. And,
Yes,
and he
dude,
was on,
Knock Around Guys.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, I fucking loved him. Knock
Dude,
Around Guys.
such a good movie.
He
He was in the studio recording episode 2 of Showtime All Access for the Ryan Garcia and
I just
Tank
found
fight.
out. I just found out that he did that. I had no
Yes.
idea.
He was in my studio
Because-
recording episode 2.
I loved watching.
It's
like,
fucking cool, man.
Like me and my best friend watched the Showtime stuff for boxing because that's like what we really get into.
Oh, dude, their All Access
Yeah.
is like it's like this crazy cool new way. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude, it is done so well.
Yeah.
It's like this. It almost reminds me like kind of a video game, like how like the story mode because it's so badass. Like it is so freaking cool how they've got it. They've got you know with Tank and Ryan Garcia,
Right.
They've got this whole like going back and forth with all their training, what they're doing, their lives, their misfortunes, their triumphs. Dude, it's so cool.
April 22nd, by the way. Like,
April
you don't
22nd,
wanna
Las
miss that
Vegas.
fight. Yes, right.
Anyways, so yeah, and you know I had David Oyelowo, who played Martin
yeah.
Luther King
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Selma. He is in a new movie with Kaylee Kuko and Billy Bob Thornton. He was in the studio.
I hated him in that one movie with the Planet of the Apes movie because he was a real fucking asshole. in that
Yes,
movie.
he was.
Yeah.
But
However,
He's
I
actually
do wanna say-
he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
dude, he is one of the most down to earth, sweetest, the most incredible energy people, and he's got this silky freaking English British accent,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
did this
yeah,
narration for a PBS wildlife show about forest fires and the wildlife that emerges from these forest fires. It was the most incredible thing I've ever heard. I was just like, you know, people tell me about my voice, and I'm like, fuck off. I was like, I don't hear that, right? Because I hear my own voice, I'm like, ugh, gross, you know. But I hear this dude's voice, I'm like, holy shit.
yeah.
So
Now I know why people like it.
So who's blown you away? Like the people you've had in the studio. Like
Dude,
I know
Eric Nelson from Ace 83.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
worked
yeah,
with
yeah.
he and his wife, and they're so fucking cool.
Yeah, we met him at a
Incredible
South by.
humans. I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
What is the rule on urination?
You can go if you want to go pee right
I
now.
have to
you
pee
go
right now.
pee.
Okay, real quick.
I was like waiting. I was waiting.
saw me moving around a lot, right?
That's pretty normal. I
So
feel
so
like
it happens. But again, like we have
So we've been to Paul's studio a few times now, right? We had the opportunity to, we've talked about it a couple times on the podcast. He was Daddy Paul and recorded the entire Uncorked episode that we did as guests on Uncorked, which is Corks and Cowtown, our friend Robin. And so he's kind of in the background as Daddy Paul. He recorded the whole thing. He puts it all together. He works with her on all of her podcasts. He obviously does a lot, and his studio is amazing.
Yeah, it's very nice and pretty.
It's one of the best spots
It's got
here.
some cool stuff.
Honestly, yeah, it really is.
It's very nice and pretty.
It's one of the premier places to record, to shoot photography, to
Hang out.
It's like my new hangout spot, honestly.
Honestly, one of the best places in Fort Worth. I know, like, we talk up a lot of places, but like this place is a place where you want to do your business whenever you need to like do photography. Or when it comes to
while he's in there, I mean, might as well just pull this up. So we had
a picture of his dick. Yes, thank you, Jesus. All right, go on. Let me see it.
No,
let me see that thing.
No, we had a what's it called?
Yeah, no.
A voicemail.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. He's back.
He's back.
We're gonna
go ahead and play it.
So we've got a voicemail. We do have a phone number, 817-677-0408. And someone left us a voicemail last week, and so we're going to go ahead and play that real quick. And I think it was a question. Wasn't it a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Funky Panther. This is John from Data with John, the Instagram account.
Oh, hey.
So I have a question for you guys. What podcasts do you listen to? Not local podcasts, just as professional podcasters. What podcasts do you find inspirational or enjoyable? I'd love to hear it.
All right, so I pre-listened to that before because I wanted to have an idea what it was, and then I got a few things. A few things. So I listened to Dungeons and Daddies.
He said inspirational.
My son listens to that.
He said,
does he really?
He said
He
just
really does.
or what
He
you
loves
find
it.
what you find enjoyable. So Dungeons and Daddies, we I listened to that one.
Oh, you know what would be cool if he came out whenever we did our thing for.
Yeah, we might
talk about
actually
that?
we
Can
might
we
have to
talk
do
about
that. Yeah. So Dungeons and
talk about
Daddies.
Okay.
This is not. I mean, it is kind of local, so I'm gonna just say it. The Treehouse Podcast. It was back whenever they were on the radio. It was the Russ Martin Show. They've now had this transition to a podcast format. It's called the Treehouse Podcast. That one's one of my favorites to listen to. And then if I want a good laugh, the Adam Friedland Show, I do enjoy that.
Formerly the Come Town podcast.
Formerly known as Come Town. And then I got really into like Sword and Scale and stuff like that. But those are the big ones for me.
I've never really gotten into the talk show radio, which is type podcast, which is funny because that's kind of what we do. But I've always been very much into like learning type podcasts. Like whenever you and I used to brew, I used to be really into
brewing up a business or whatever. And
jerk off, man. Like all that stuff.
There was a sour beer podcast that was really good. But recently, it's been My First Million, right? My First Million. Yeah. My First Million. They talk about business concepts. They talk about, with entrepreneurs and like millionaires, billionaires. They have them on the show and they talk about different opportunities and things. They're talking a lot about AI right now because it's just the opportunities are fucking crazy.
It's
and
scary.
how, like, one of the guys they had on the show this past week, he literally bought chat.com for, it was like 8. He didn't say how much. He didn't disclose how much, but it was an 8-digit number that he paid for chat.com because he doesn't know what he's going to use it for yet, but he knows that AI is the future. And with ChatGPT and all these things happening where you can chat in and have things happen, he knows that word is going to be that important that he bought chat.com. So just like hearing about all these different stories, things like that, My First Million is really the only one that I'll listen to other than local podcasts. Javier?
I listen to Two Bears, One Cave, like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer are fucking hilarious. Love those guys. In the more serious like realm, I listen to Last Day. It's more of a like type of podcast where it like chronicles overdoses or suicides. The last day they're alive and like what they went through. But also like for me, like something that I loosen up with is Three Gossip Girls. Like they go through every episode of Gossip Girl, including the new reboot, which, as you all know, which you've probably already known. I love Gossip Girl,
This is an actual show. Or are you joking?
No, it's three girls talking about. They go through each episode of Gossip Girl and they critique it and they talk about it. And
It's
I
like
love
Mystery
it.
Science Theater, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But you actually
yeah.
actually listen to this. This is something
I do.
you really-
This is something I listen to. It's a really good podcast, man, and like I've really enjoyed. And I've not listened to the newer episodes. Like when it comes to the new reboot, like I want to wait for that,
right?
Because I'm still going through their episodes. But it's a very cool and very good. I mean, like, and also, Last Day was like the most serious one, but I mean, they're really good podcasts.
Chad, you're talking about the episode though, talking about all the AI stuff, what it can do. I think I found the audio that I created using AI, and it's pretty creepy.
I gotta go try the weasel.
Okay, have fun.
Let me make sure this works.
It's gonna take forever because I was trying to.
This is Tim from the only podcast you should be listening to, which is the Funky Panther. When I'm not sitting at home thinking about sleep or in bed, actually sleeping, I'm out at my favorite bar, Down and Out, drinking a wonderful, delightful, dare I say, downright tasty Funky Panther Shandy, and listening to Insane Clown Posse while sitting in the corner of the bar contemplating my life and where everything went wrong. Anyway, remember to like and subscribe, I guess, and be sure to check out the Down and Out Bar, which is located at 150 West Rosedale Street in Fort Worth, Texas. Stay good.
That's interesting.
That's all AI.
So it's all AI, and I did it with I only took I took a very short copy of my
like
voice.
you read a paragraph and
No, I just took I record multi-track, and so I just pulled my isolated audio, cut it up, and then fed it just a few clips, and did instant cloning. You can get a little bit more advanced and make it sound a little bit more close to your actual voice.
Yeah, it's
that
kind of
sounded like you, dude.
I mean, I know I've known you long enough to know it was pretty far off, but I can only imagine that you load a little bit more time of your voice into that, and it's just going to get better and better.
I showed you the Kanye West thing, right?
That was nuts,
dude.
And then
day and night.
Hey, this is Chad from the award-winning podcast, The Funky Panther.
I don't sound like that.
When I'm not out traveling the world, I'm at my favorite street corner whoring myself out for money to support my traveling habits. When I'm not doing that, I'm at my favorite bar, Nickel City. You can catch me pounding beers and slamming down some sliders at Nickel City. Remember, if you see me out, be sure to say hi. And if you want a quick hand job, slip me a $5 bill and give me a wink.
10.
I'll know what to do.
It's 10 now.
Anyways, remember to listen.
It's
and be
3.
sure
I
to
know
like
my
and
worth.
Subscribe to our YouTube and Instagram. It would really mean a lot.
yeah, so that was just with this, just like short 20-minute or 20-second clip.
Please tell me you have Javier.
I don't have Javier's, but we have one that
Jerry Jonestown Massacre did a couple of Javier, and they loaded a ton of audio. I think didn't
I gave him 4 hours of Javier to cut up.
And it was pretty damn close. Like that one was pretty damn close.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna keep messing with it, and I'm gonna keep bringing it up and seeing what I can do. But it's insane what you can do with AI, and just think about it in a NEXM creative type thing, right?
It's the same we can do with an asshole too.
So you get somebody's isolated audio, you get really good quality audio, and you have them just record, and then you load it into this AI, and now you can create ads. You've got copy that you can make with just typing it in and adjusting some parameters. It picks up on your speech patterns and stuff like that and tries to mimic it the best they can. And as you put more info in it, because it is artificial intelligence, it's just going to get better.
Yeah, it's a learning machine. Like,
and so now you have somebody who can literally, I can do one movie, or I can read for one movie, and now you've got my voice, and now you can just put me in all the animated movies and stuff like that and do the voice acting.
It's pretty nuts what it's going to do to the expenditures for movies and for music. And I showed you this Kanye West thing.
Right.
That sounded, it made this guy, he rapped a whole 8-bar verse.
Yeah.
And then put the AI Kanye on it.
He found a Kanye-esque beat, right? I don't think he made the beat. He just found a beat off of YouTube.
Same video.
Yeah, okay.
Kanye-esque beat.
Yeah, I sent it to the guys as soon as you showed me. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Even talking sounded like Kanye.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It was creepy.
I've seen people use because the Kanye one has become. I think that the guy that created that voice or learned and created the AI for that voice, has given it out to people just kind of willy-nilly, and people were like putting it and dubbed over like different songs. And so I heard Day and Night, which is originally by Kid Cudi.
With
they
Kanye.
did it with Kanye, and then they did I saw this video on TikTok where they're like, did you know that Day and, like, who was Day and Night done by? The guy's like, Kid Cudi. He's like,
oh no, it's Kanye West.
This is the Mandela effect, because it was Kanye West.
Oh yeah, he was fucking with
And he
it.
was like, no way.
shit.
And he plays it, and it's Kanye West. And he's like, no, I know it was Kid Cudi. He's like freaking out because he for sure was, it was Kid Cudi.
But I could find you can go on YouTube and you can find all these people's isolated tracks.
Yeah.
You could find their isolated vocals.
That's scary as shit.
And then you could just, dude, they have presidential speeches that are archived.
Yes, they do.
Scary.
I can get all the presidential. We don't need Javier doing Kennedy anymore. We can get Kennedy.
It's me. I'm gonna have sex with Marilyn Monroe. I'm kind of drunk. I'm doing a terrible voice.
On My First Millions, they were talking about not just like the audio, the video, obviously the potential kind of stuff that we've been talking about, but he was talking about something about learning like an entire story. And from like a vector, I forgot what he called it, but it's like basically you're putting almost like a number, an identifier to this X thing, and you have this Y thing, and you're getting to compare exactly how far apart X is from Y, and they can be completely different things. You could have a movie and a soundtrack of a different movie and be like, how close could these be? And it's like you can literally, and they were talking about how this could be like a dating thing in the future. It's like you find all of these identifiers, all the things that people load about themselves, and the AI could take what has worked in the past for people and find legitimately a better
match.
Yeah, match for that person.
A better version
because
of
they're
match,
they're
yeah.
taking your entire life down to like ones and zeros and doing the
What
same
the
thing with someone
fuck are you
else.
doing over
It's
there?
crazy. It's crazy.
Dude, speaking of Mandela effect, I'm going to ask you right
Yeah,
now.
okay.
In E.T.,
Oh no.
what did he say out the window? He was like, E.T.
Well, everyone says phone home, but that's not what he says. He
Hold on,
said,
hold on, hold on. What did he say?
I think he said phone home.
Hobby?
Phone.
home. But that's what everybody
He
thinks.
says home phone.
Home phone.
Which makes no sense. E.T. home phone.
Home phone.
He doesn't say ET though, does he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He says ET home phone.
Because
Yes.
they taught him that they call him ET, and so he's
Okay.
picking up on the yeah. I know.
Dude.
It's like the Berenstain
that's-
Bears versus Bernstein or Bernstein.
Dude, Bernstein.
Or yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. Hey, where's your heart? Where's your heart?
It's on your.
All right, I know where my heart is.
Dude
but
calls me
Where's
and I was
your
at the
heart?
gym and he just goes, "Where's
heart
your
sits
heart?"
right in the center.
What the fuck? I was okay. Oh, that
All right.
okay.
But
so,
I'm also in the medical field, so
I said center as well.
right. So where's the heart?
It is in the center, but you were taught as like kids.
You are
Yeah.
taught as a kid that it's on the left side.
and
right?
they're also taught that your liver sits over, in one spot.
Where are
but
your
it's-
kidneys?
But your
You're in
kidneys
the
are
middle.
actually up.
They're like
They're up
Yeah,
higher
they're like
up.
right here. They're
so a
right here.
kidney punch is not like when a boxer kidney punches you, it's not low back. I always thought low back.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were taught.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
supposedly last year, here's some conspiracy for you in the audience. So last year between May and September, remember the CERN
Super collider, yeah.
Yeah, I was
that-
very freaked out by this.
Well,
we
and you
should
should
be.
be.
Yeah.
Because what the layman's terms of what that could do is that could pretty much fucking Marvel with Kang is literally what it could do with all the different timelines.
Yeah.
You could what it did was it supposedly exposed other dimensions and being able to pass through other dimensions. So supposedly whenever they did that, was it in France? Is that where it was?
yeah. That's where they
France?
dug up the hole. To
Dude,
do
it's
the
like 2 miles long.
Large
Like it's fucking
Hadron
insane.
Collider.
Oh, shit.
The
Dude, it's a God particle
Yeah,
or the particle accelerator. So what it would that's what it did. So supposedly, here's the conspiracy of it. Last year, when that happened, it worked because it did work. What they were trying
Right,
to do
they were
worked.
looking for
They
the God
found it.
particle.
They found
Yeah.
They were looking for the God particle, and it worked.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is that some people, that timelines, they fucked with stuff. So they were saying that some timelines got merged.
I believe in the multiverse theory. I do believe in it.
Oh, I do too. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But they were saying that because of that, there were things that were merged. So I've always been taught that the heart's on the left.
Right.
Always have since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But they said that there are a couple of different timelines that are merged together right now because of that God particle accelerator, right? So, or that particle accelerator that found the God particle. So what they're saying is, if you say your heart's to you, because I've talked to brilliant people that said the heart's to the left.
Yeah.
But are you calling us stupid?
No.
So I believe that the heart was on the left. I only recently found out that it's not truly on the left. It's actually in the center.
It is dead center behind the sternum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sits behind the sternum.
But you just recently found that out.
Yeah, I've always been told it's like it's not
here.
It's slightly to the left.
It's right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
like literally whenever I was in school
We
learning
got told that because of the Pledge of Allegiance.
but it wasn't just that.
No,
whenever
it
I
was biology, it was books, it was graphs, it was
Because
bodies.
it was there. It was
It
there.
was there.
It was
When I
like
wa-
right here. It was like right here.
It was right
when I
here.
was in
Yeah,
school, I
yeah,
was taught to
yeah.
listen for heart tones like here,
Yes.
and here, and here around the heart, not here.
Yes, dude. So what they're saying, I'm telling you, man, what they're saying
believe it.
was whenever CERN did their shit, that it merged a few timelines. That's why the things
Hey,
like the ET.
Coming in from the chat, Kate's just saying we're just dumb.
Okay, told you, babe, we're just dumb.
We're just dumb.
Listen, don't lump me in your circle, girl.
Hey, wow.
Hey, she said it, not me. Listen, you're not dumb. You're brilliant, babe.
All right.
Oh.
So, Paul, we've been at this for a little bit.
Yeah, sorry.
Where can we find you? Where can anybody find you?
On the corner of Shamrock and Fox.
Social media.
Yeah, social media.
I'm close by.
You are. Yeah. You should come by. You could literally like a block
or you
away.
can find them at
Yeah,
Asian
yeah.
Nights,
Oh, dude.
Halterman Beach.
Hey,
28th
listen,
Beach.
I will tell you that it's at NEXM Creative Media on Instagram. Don't even worry about the personal stuff. I filter everything through NEXM Creative because that's my baby.
Or Paul Andrew Style. If
Or
you want
Paul
to see
Andrew
sex
Style.
appeal.
And Paul Andrew Style. I haven't posted there in a while. So just real quick before we go, the Paul Andrew Style thing was actually for me. That was because I was super overweight my entire childhood up until I was 25, right? So I have really bad body dysmorphia, even to this day. Horrible body dysmorphia. It's just what I have. Can't get rid of it, so I'm trying to fight it. So I did Paul Andrew Style because I was tired of my lack of confidence with things.
Mm-hmm.
And as you notice, I'm shirtless and even sometimes
Yeah, you are.
pantsless.
I'm well aware.
Paul Andrew Style on Instagram. But that was
Paul Andrew
literally
Style on OnlyFans.
That's right. Well, I wish I'd make some money, man. Anybody can. Anyways, but I did that because it forced me to be in an uncomfortable spot, which in turn, when things are in an uncomfortable place, they evolve more.
Yeah,
And they have to adapt faster than they would if they were in a comfortable place, just trying to move through life or the world evolving. So I forced myself to be in a super uncomfortable place, and I succeeded that goal of that. So I haven't posted in a while because it was getting in the way of my business, and as soon as I stopped, my business started taking off again. And it's crazy because I was able to build that confidence that I was lacking, that was holding me back in business, and now that energy is being put towards business.
It's all connected.
It is. It was all connected, and so
Would you call that Big Panther energy, baby?
you know what's funny is that I got a couple of those stickers right next
Yeah, I
to
was about to say,
Creative.
like, would you
It is
say that it
definitely
gave you
Big
some?
Panther
Because I think that you got some Big Panther energy from that.
I do.
All right.
But yeah, NEXM Creative Media, NEXM Creative. You can always come by. I welcome anybody in the doors at all times if you want to just get a little creative kick in the ass.
Love it there.
Like, it's so cool. I got PS5, Nintendo Switch, arcade with 18,000 plus games. Come by and see me. Literally, just come by, be creative. Everyone should be creative.
I will say this, like,
I think I drooled on myself in the middle of that sentence.
Ooh, it was cute.
It was like that. You like that? Right off my lips.
I do appreciate you like having your son involved in like what you're doing, and
Yeah.
like he was over there with us at the Visit Fort Worth, and
Yeah.
it was really cool to have him there.
That
and
kid's funny.
It's just
He's a cool kid, man.
He's just
he is
like
funny.
He was like at the event. He was just like a kid in a candy
It's like, is
store.
this a
and he
rave
was-
for old people? Just like, shit.
Like he was like,
great.
"What's that fish doing over there?" Like,
Shout out to
that
B.
Salmon.
Yeah, shout out to my little bebop. He's like 16 now. He's hate when I say that, but
He goes to no, we can't talk about where he goes.
yeah,
to
let's
school.
not.
Yeah,
Dolly,
that's weird.
Dolly,
All right.
stop.
No, but God. Oh, God.
Thanks for hanging out with us on YouTube. Thank you all for joining us in the chat. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We got over 400 subscribers now, which I know is not a lot, but that's huge for us.
We're getting there.
Thank you, everyone,
That's
for
hella
subscribing.
good.
Also, I want to know who I can talk to about having a guest from OnlyFans here on the show that I would like to.
Shut the fuck up.
Whenever he's gone.
Shut the fuck up. So make sure you tell everybody, tell your friends, make sure they subscribe to us on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. Help us out. You can find all of our stuff at The Funky Panther on all social medias, and then everything at thefunkypanther.com. Call us, text us, 817-677-0408. Fuck. Stay good, y'all. I'm Chad.
Keep up with your mentals, y'all. I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are
The Funky Panther!
Bye, Chad. See you never. Bye.